Hey, I'm Antonio Parkinson, and you're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project, and we got a very special guest in the building today, none other than Carlos Brody. We call him 6 July.
Yes.
And he is the super producer from Memphis, Tennessee, that has produced for many of the best Bad Boy Entertainment. We can go down the list. Biggie, NDRE, Lil Kim, and a whole host of others. So don't go anywhere because we're about to have some Memphis music history, and we're going to come right back. It's the Antonio Parkinson Project.
All right.
All right, welcome back. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson, and I'm joined with my wonderful, wonderful co-host, y'all know what happened last show, so we're going to do this nicely.
Thank you.
Angelica Jelly Woods. Angelica in the building. What's happening?
I'm here. Nothing much. I'm here. I'm excited to talk to Mr. Brody.
Okay, all right. Okay, you got your little lashes on, I see.
I do.
DJ Kojak in the building.
Yes. We up in here, man.
We in here, Kojak.
We up in here.
Angelica got her lashes on, man.
Hopefully one don't fall off.
You heard about Brody gonna be here?
Man, that's a whole other subject matter. We can talk about how long should the lashes be.
I can't do no
How
long
thick should the lashes be?
Oh my God.
Brody, we got ADHD. Just
We
don't-
do, man.
I
So
see,
you gotta
I
keep us
see.
on task, man.
Okay.
Yeah, and we got a very special guest in the building, Carlos Brody in the
Yes,
building.
sir.
What's
Yes,
up,
yes.
man?
What's good, bro?
What's
What
up,
you
man?
know good?
How long should the lashes be, man?
Man, listen. Yeah, I'm the wrong person to ask about that. We don't want to look like little tarantulas. You know what I mean?
You
Like,
got that. You got those
Yeah.
there.
It's like
Nah.
you can't see. They're like in your vision or something. I don't like them like that.
Yeah. What about the ones that should be on the end of a broomstick?
oh my God.
They need to be hit with it.
All right. Okay. And then I've been getting these, hearing about these police reports about these lashes being stolen from these Volkswagens.
Oh wow.
You know.
The
From the
front of 'em?
Volkswagen.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh God, no.
My daughter, man, Kirsten,
See,
my
yes,
daughter's she's in the beauty business, right? And she's now, outside somewhat of daddy's rules. So she is taking the lash thing and ran with it, man.
Oh, okay.
Man, look.
In a good direction or a bad direction?
Look like a
Ooh,
bad
now
way
we
he
gonna-
was-
you can't take it back
ain't a
now.
good-
Right.
Daddy.
And we got to be careful too, because I don't want to step on anybody's creativity.
Yeah.
You are who you are. You know what you like, this, that, and other. But sometimes I be feeling like my daughter. She can't. I feel like her eyes are too heavy. Yeah.
Tap in. Some ladies like that, man. Y'all
Yeah,
tap
hey,
in.
yeah,
Tap
yeah.
in
The
right
long
now.
nails
You
too.
like the long
I
lash?
can't do long nails.
Yeah, where you have to text like this with your
Yeah.
My question is like, how do you even properly wipe yourself?
Oh,
I just want to know.
That's the question of the
She was
day.
very proper with it too. How do you wipe yourself? I'm like, how do you wipe your ass?
I don't know. I
Right.
can't. I don't know. I can't wear like the long braids. My braids would be in the toilet.
They back there
I'm
for
not-
ratchet, man.
Yeah, I'm not the person. I'm
Yeah.
Dang, man.
I'm gonna let y'all have that one.
Hey, look, man. Hey, I should have warned you, huh?
I know who I'm dealing with.
I warned
I
you.
know
Did you
what time
warn
it
him?
is. Yeah, she did.
Yeah, man. Look, what we drinking tonight, Angelica?
I'm drinking Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Mountain
Yep,
Dew.
Mountain Dew it
Mountain
is.
Dew
Right,
You
right.
be white.
Mountain Dew for me too.
Mm.
No.
You too.
Mountain Dew? That's what we doing?
drink.
Okay.
Yeah, we drink Mountain Dew.
For real. They lying.
Right,
I'm
right.
drinking Mountain
And,
Dew.
and Carlos, you're gonna learn quickly after
Okay, I
doing 3 segments with us that Angelica is never part of the
Oh.
things that she shouldn't be part of.
Gotcha.
Never.
But,
Okay.
but she's a born leader, though. Let me leave
Okay,
that. there.
okay.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right.
that's what y'all call
Leaders
it.
not temptation.
Yes.
Right. Born leader, quote unquote.
With the hands.
With the hand, right. So hey, 2024 is right here, right?
Yes, round the
Can you
corner.
believe
Yeah.
that, man?
Man.
Yeah.
2024 is right here.
Yes.
It's been a lot, that happened in 2023. How do you think your 2023 win? And DJ Kojak, I'm gonna let you start. How did 2023 go for you?
Man, 2023 was, I can't complain. I did a lot of, I did a lot of switching
We're
up.
about to get Kojak.
I did a lot of switching up.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
Carlos.
I ain't got
I
nothing.
can
Angelica,
complain.
let Carlos know what
Yeah, Carlos.
Kojak, being Kojak is. Come on, Angelica, let him know.
Going somewhere without going somewhere. That's gonna
I
happen.
mean, we go back. So,
Oh, you
yeah,
go
yeah,
back.
yeah. Oh, yeah. We go back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kojak's
I've been
gonna answer the question.
I've been
He won't answer the
Kojaking for a
For a
while.
while. Yeah.
He don't never answer the question.
Yeah.
Angelica said,
I give
classic.
you something.
He don't answer.
she said getting Kojak was getting an answer from Kojak and going nowhere in life.
No.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Yeah, advanced not even a little bit.
No.
It's a
Right.
waste of
Not
time.
at all.
I'm trying to
Get it.
tell you.
So 2023, how was
2023, I
2023?
mean, I can complain, but it ain't gonna do no good.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I say every day I wake up on this side, I'm good. You know what I mean?
What?
So, hey, I'm looking forward to 24 though.
Yeah.
24 gonna be the year.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what's up. Carlos Brody, y'all in the building. We're gonna jump right in. It's Carlos.
Let's go.
Carlos, they call you 6 July. Why
6th
is that?
July. I'm a Cancer baby,
Yes, you are.
man.
Yes,
you
you
know,
are.
Are you a good
building.
cancer or a bad
depends
cancer?
on who's doing
There
what.
are no bad cancers.
Yeah, wife, scoot over.
I mean,
Scoot
I'm
over, wife,
crazy.
come on.
I'm crazy.
Man, all
Right.
cancers are crazy. You're
Exactly.
crazy
So,
as hell,
but
man.
you know, you got to stay on my good side. Don't get on my bad side.
So what percentage are you getting back?
70, 30
The 70 bad?
in my mind. No, I'm a big guy.
Parkinson just said he was a good cancer all the way around.
Yeah,
I mean, you know,
I
hey,
mean,
you know,
we
I
good
am who I
people.
am, right?
Just stay on the good side.
But you know what? Cancers are the most giving people that you
all day long.
Oh, listen, don't give me.
We the
I had a
mother mother sign of the zodiac.
Listen,
So that's, you know what I mean?
I had a
Like, come on.
cancer scam me, okay? So
I
we
mean,
didn't go down that
no,
long.
we're
You
very
was on the
smart.
wrong side. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
we're very
said
smart.
Are you smart dummies?
no.
You got scammed.
Oh no. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you the full story
Oh
because
no,
my
come
story
on,
gonna
Angelica.
go
Your
left.
stories are the best. Let's
No,
hear the story.
I'm not. I'm
Angelica,
not.
tell
I
us
am
how
not.
a
That's how
cancer
you gonna
scammed you.
do the
I'm
cancer.
not,
Let's
I'm
hear
not.
it.
Yeah.
It was just payback because I didn't go about it the right way the first
Ah.
time. I didn't go about getting the money the right way.
Mhm.
So it was just payback.
Okay.
I'm giving that.
Okay.
So how did you get the money?
No, we're not. Parkinson's says, I ain't got nothing to say.
Oh,
Kojak. We got
Uh-oh.
Kojak by Angelica now, right?
Yeah.
Mr.
That's what I'm
Brody,
talking
can you
about.
tell me more about your name and how you got it?
My name,
July.
I'm a Wu-Tang fanatic.
Man.
Also, I produce a couple of the members. So early on, I've been knowing them guys since like '93, and just being, you know, a Wu-Tang fanatic, crazy about RZA. I just wanted a name. I used to go by DJ C Love, and just the transition from DJ to producer, I wanted a different name. So 6th July came to me, and it, you know, just stuck with me.
What made you want to transition though?
Just the way music was going, like in the '90s, early '90s, we talking about hardcore hip hop. I'm a New York cat at heart, but from Memphis, Tennessee. I just love the East Coast hip hop, you know. So
You know-
that was it, coming from the DJ days.
You know, that's interesting because,
Yeah,
you know, I'm a transplant to Memphis too,
Mhm.
right? From California.
Right.
But when we met Kojak
Mhm.
and Kel and,
Right.
and all them cats, right? They were all
Right.
hip hop.
Yeah,
cats.
we hip hop heads.
Hip hop
Yeah,
heads, right?
for sure.
And really was not a fit in Memphis
Nah.
at the time because you know you almost had to have a curl and be gangster walking across the street.
and your cat.
You know,
yeah,
seriously,
yeah. for sure.
because we used to all be into hip hop.
Right.
Am I right?
Right.
You remember the days of being at the house, man, and you know, we had the studio set up in the house and you know, we all be there, man, and the stuff we was producing didn't really fit
Right.
with what was being produced,
Right.
you know, in Memphis at the time. So,
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I got turned on to your music through SMK.
man, Sean, shout out to Sean
Yes,
Prost,
sir.
SMK,
Yes,
is my
sir.
guy, man.
Man, yes,
yeah,
sir.
my guy.
Another legend.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
It's so
yeah.
funny, man. So I got a chance to meet SMK after, you know, getting scammed. Right, when if you don't,
Is that y'all talking about? Because neither one of y'all from Memphis. Y'all talking about Memphis slickly?
I'm talking about Memphis straightforward.
I
Right?
was talking about a cancer. I'm
Oh,
just saying.
yeah,
Right.
but what,
He
you was in Memphis when it
I was
happened?
at the N word. Yeah, he
Oh,
was straight.
yeah,
He
okay.
was my introduction to a Memphis.
Yeah.
Hey, at least you got it on the front end.
Right,
so you
right.
know,
Right.
man. Thing about our city is, man, there's a scam for every occasion, man.
Oh, no
and,
doubt.
And if it's something new,
Yeah.
they're gonna find a way, right, to find a scam for it. You know, and it's so funny because I was down at OTS,
Mm-hmm.
right, and we ain't gonna talk history yet. We're gonna talk history next segment. I was down at OTS, right, hadn't met SMK yet,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and I was trying to do my first demo. I did my first demo at the Banks Building on Lamar, right, and so this Reggie Borland,
Yeah.
introduced me to this dude because I came in there trying to do my stuff, and they said I sounded like what's my boy name? He's from L.A. Right before Domino. You remember Domino from L.A.?
Yeah,
You remember
yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah.
But he was one of them guys. His name something MC, right? Young MC.
Young MC.
That's what they said. I
Yeah,
sounded
yeah.
like totally different from
wow.
from Memphis, right?
Right.
And so Reggie, he was like, "Yeah, man, get with Dodie, and you know Dodie can help you get your demo done." Because back then in OTS, Slicing them was in there,
Right.
Gangsta Pat,
Right.
you know, and this we're gonna get into the history in just a minute. And so I got with Dodie, man. Dodie took my money, took my little $45, right? Said he was gonna do my demo for me, and never seen him again after that, right? And then I ran into him.
Okay.
I was touche then.
Okay.
Right. I was
Right.
a state representative.
Right. Okay.
So
Get into that.
look, that's a whole story. You know, I got my money back plus some.
Okay.
Right. There's a story to it, but I got my money back plus some.
Got you.
Right. You know, he met touche.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Plus some. You know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, ended up doing the demo.
Yeah.
The first demo up there in the Banks building, and believe it or not, it's you know, I was trying to rap, but I couldn't rap. Right. And so,
He was dope.
but I was producing, and it's that same track that I revived, you know, in the bedroom on Twin Lakes where you used to come, Kojak, that got us to deal with RCA Records.
Gotcha.
In the
Oh, that's
recorded
great.
it in the bedroom.
You had a big Parkinson?
Yeah, man, I had a group on.
Oh,
now look,
Lord,
don't make me pull up
Lord.
the BK click now. Don't make
Yeah,
me pull up.
go ahead.
Man, my brother was dope
Oh,
though. My
yeah,
brother
yeah.
was
You had a deal?
had a deal, major label deal. Yeah, early on. So
Yeah.
but
That's
that's
crazy.
that's what got it started, man. And
Dope.
so, man, tell me, had you when you first started producing music in Memphis, did you go through a scam? Because you got to meet the Sharks.
Nah.
You didn't meet no Sharks?
Yeah, I'm a Memphian. I
Okay,
mean,
okay,
you know,
yeah, I was the new guy.
my cats was the
was
shark.
one.
Right.
What you wanted to
Yeah,
start?
I know. My
hilarious.
cats are the sharks.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
You know what I'm
That's
saying? Nah, I didn't go through it. I went through a lot of. You don't sound like you from Memphis.
Yeah.
You know,
That was
back
a-
in the days, Memphis was like heavily influenced by LA music, right?
DOC too.
Yeah, with the
that-
live,
yeah.
but none of them cats really understood that a lot of that music was still break beats. It was
Right.
just played
Yeah,
over.
right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? So they didn't really get it, but it was just a lot of live instrumentation. So
Yeah, and being a DJ, you know, you see it differently, right?
Yeah.
Because we can find a sample of, you know, 4 beats,
Right.
and take that and be like,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
just
that
piece.
piece
None,
right
none
there.
of the rest.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
that
that-
little
yes,
segment
sir.
that's the it.
That's the joint.
That's the it,
Mhm.
and build on it. Am I right, Kojak?
Oh, yeah.
Kojak used Kojak. No more Mountain Dew. Kojak done got Kojak.
He got NyQuil.
I mean,
Yeah.
Kojak done Kojak himself. Right, I'm telling you, man. Look at it. Look.
Listen, Kojak one of them pioneers too. While he
Yeah,
over here
yeah.
quiet,
Right.
he was around back in the day too. So
You're right about the DJing,
Mm-hmm.
though.
Yeah, and step up to your mic, Kojak.
You're right about the DJing.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We take bits and pieces, you know, and create off that, and that's
Yeah.
what the whole vibe was like. But I would like to say to what you were saying. A lot of the pioneers, like even Zert and a lot of them cats, their influence was New York too.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? It
Right.
was, I was around to see the transition.
Right.
From
Start
this-
pitching it
Yes.
down. They started
It was
Yeah.
like a
pitching it.
little transition
Right,
that
yeah,
went
yeah.
through it.
Yep.
And I kind of feel like it was kind of like a payback or out of spite because we weren't really accepted
Right.
completely from New
Yeah.
York. It's like well, we're gonna do our own thing. I remember when Zert came to me, was like, "Man, this is what we on now." And I looked at him like, this is what we. I didn't really get it, but then later on,
I remember
I
when
got it,
Squeaky
I got
Saratoga, babe. I used to be over there on
I got it.
Saratoga, and Orange Mound was at DJ Squeaky House, right?
Yeah,
you remember that? Yeah,
I've
around the
been
club,
over there.
around the corner from Club Memphis, right? So look, we're into the segment, but look. I gotta tell you how Club Memphis ended up with bricks all the way across the glass because
Whoa.
there was a big window there at one time. Gotta tell
Whoa.
you that story, and I'll tell you more stories. We're gonna go into the history of Memphis rap and hip hop.
Don't go
And we
nowhere.
got the legend himself,
Yes.
Carlos Brody in the
Don't
building.
go nowhere.
65, and you're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. We'll be right back.
don't go nowhere. Yes, sir.
All right.
So are we muted?
Don't y'all leave the show alone. We might not be muted, so let everybody get in between anyway. Don't do nothing,
Okay,
Michelle. All right. Hey, I'm Antonio Parkinson. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project, and we have our very special guest in the building. It's Carlos Brody. We call him 6th July.
Yes,
because,
sir. Yes, sir.
Because he's the young version of me. Mine is 14 July. So cancers in the building. Cancers are in the building.
In the building. Look, there she go.
Right. Yeah, you surrounded by cancers.
Yeah.
So
Ain't nothing you can do about
Ain't
it.
nothing she can do about it.
At all.
Right. So y'all look, this is a special episode for me, man, because you know, when you start talking about Memphis music, you know, my reason, honestly, you know, I was living in Japan,
Wow.
right, and I came back to Memphis, and one of the overriding factors that made me stay in Memphis was that at the time it was still virgin,
Right.
for music,
Right.
virgin for opportunity,
Right.
honestly, and you know, and so I was able to, you know, fortunately, you know, be able to immerse myself, you know, in you know, the music bed or the music fabric of Memphis, and you know, you could tell though that it was bubbling, right? Y'all see how passionate I get.
Right.
Man,
Look, you got all our attention.
Bubbling, man, because and this is pre Al Capone, right? And he's early on. Maybe he was in what, America's Most Wanted?
Yeah.
Right? Wasn't that the group? Or
Men of the Hour.
Men of the Hour. I thought it was who was in something Most Wanted. It was I thought him and Psycho and somebody else was in American.
I wonder
This just shyly predates Skinny Pimp and 211. Who's Cameron with that?
Yeah.
Right. And then but you had Gangsta Pat and I was in the studio. I was in the studio at OTS. You know, just about to get scammed by Dodie at the time, right? and my boy Pretty Tony was writing Get Buck. And I never forget. I never forget this. So I was in the studio in there. Slice was in there. Slice was
amazing. Yes.
Incredible.
Yes.
Incredible.
Yeah, amazing.
Incredible. So all that stuff y'all hear from Jazzy Faye and all that stuff.
Tila.
Yes. Slice.
Yeah.
Right. And so I was in there and Pretty Tony was writing Get Buck and Slice knew they were real nice. Slice is real. These are nice guys. Believe it or not.
Definitely,
You know,
definitely.
and Mac Rod.
Oh,
Mac
wow.
Rod,
Yeah.
Incredible. And Slice telling Pretty Tony. He showed Pretty Tony, gave him the piece of paper, said, "Man, what you think? What you think? What you think?" You know, Pretty Tony was always hype. Right?
Yes, always.
What you think? And Slice was like, "Yeah, man, that's good. But man, you say your name over and over, man. Just take your name out sometimes." Pretty Tony's like, okay. Took his name out, and then next thing you know, this dirty tape. You know, it been duplicated so many times that no matter where they played it in the club, whatever, you hear all the noise in it, right?
Right.
But people ate it up, man. That's where Get Buck came.
Right. Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
What do you think?
DJing at the time, you couldn't escape
Man.
playing those records. If you didn't have them, they would get mad at you. Like DJing school parties and proms and all of that.
Man.
Yeah, they had to have it.
Yeah,
like,
man. I
playing
remember
it 20 times a night.
Right. I remember some of my friends that were in Whitehaven High School at the time, and they were saying that, yeah, we were walking down the hall saying Get Buck, and the principal got mad at us and threatened to throw us all out, but he couldn't stop everybody because it was just that big, right?
Just the hype, huh? That's crazy.
And Kojak, you was around in that time, man, and you know, Pop Tunes. We had all our friends at Pop Tunes and Cats, right? And Boss Ugly Bob.
Boss Ugly Bobs, for
Boss
sure.
Ugly Bob, man.
Yeah.
Drop them tapes out.
Man, I bought my first record, vinyl record at Boss Ugly Bob's. It was an MC Shadi record, like first hip hop record.
Wow.
And a Ron DMC tape live it was a live at something had Here We Go on that joint.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was the joint.
Yeah, that was the joint.
They had the Here We Go on it. Yeah. Speaking of those albums, and Angelica, you know,
ever
so
been around a group of people,
right.
everybody telling a secret, you don't know. Something like this.
It's hip hop.
Right. And Angelica's the youngest in the bunch. So, but just
In
Memphis
Iowa
history.
now.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna tell you.
Yeah, y'all had some rappers coming out of Iowa.
Yep.
I lived in Wichita, Kansas
What's
for a
her name?
minute.
Okay,
I
don't
get
talk
it.
about me, Lord. She from TLC.
T-Boss.
Yeah, she's from Des Moines, Iowa.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And Tracy Spencer?
She claims
Remember?
Atlanta, but she's actually from Iowa.
Really?
Oh,
You remember
wow.
Tracy Spencer?
Yeah, Tracy
She was
Spencer.
from Iowa.
Yeah.
She was from Iowa.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, that was the
Oh,
three
that's dope.
black folks in Iowa.
Oh,
They-
damn.
all three of
And
them.
me.
Four.
Oh,
You know,
four.
the twins and Tracy Spencer and
Wow.
Yeah, she don't say. She says she's from Atlanta, but she's not.
T-Boss. Okay. You
That's
know,
crazy.
But
I
that's
taught y'all some history today.
No doubt.
yeah, you did. Yeah,
Appreciate
you did.
that.
So
I
that's-
appreciate
You're
that's-
welcome.
Appreciate that
yeah,
little
yeah,
history.
yeah. Give Angelica a round of
Thank you.
applause. That's her tidbit
Thank you.
in the
I
music history.
appreciate you.
I want you to be included. Yeah.
Whatever.
But it's interesting. So me and Kojak had this conversation a couple weeks ago. Excuse me.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
that,
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Me and Kojak, without the burp and the hiccup at the same
That's
time,
GERD.
had this common GERD. Right?
That's reflex.
Yeah.
right.
Mountain Dew.
Old school hustler. Right. So we had this conversation because we were talking about, of course, Trigger Man.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
Set the whole thing off.
All
right.
day, all day.
But people don't realize I was stationed here.
Yeah.
I was on the base.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And Trigger Man was the last song
On
on
the-
the B side
Yeah.
of a New York compilation album.
Mr. Magic's Rap
Yep,
Attack.
yep,
Bruh,
yep.
right. And look, and I even remember listening to Trigger Man,
Mhm.
but it hadn't broke, right?
Right.
And so Spanish Fly,
Yes.
DJ Spanish
A
Fly.
word.
A word. Yeah, Antonio Neal.
Yes.
His government name.
Right.
Shout out Spanish Fly. Right. At No Name,
Mm-hmm.
they were breaking this record. Right?
Yes.
And I had Spanish Fly sitting in my living room for 3 hours. too.
Okay.
Told
I
him,
talked
said,
to him
"Man, you
last
need-"
week.
Did
Yeah,
you?
yeah. He was
Man,
on the air
good
with
brother
Super.
too.
Yeah.
Good brother. And you can't say Spanish Fly without mentioning
Raider J. Right.
Hello.
Right.
Right.
And
What was
Disco Hound too.
Disco Hound.
Yes,
Disco
sir.
Hound.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
And definitely
I
Sonny
talked
D.
to him yesterday.
Sonny D.
Sonny.
God.
Yeah,
man.
Sonny was the mentor.
That's
Yeah,
a dream
man.
team, right?
Man, look. So when I was stationed here, Sonny D was mixing on K97.
Yeah.
Right. And back then, remember we had Magic.
Well, he
101
was
too.
he was on Magic.
101.
Yeah, he was
Okay.
on Magic.
Was it
Yeah,
101?
yeah,
Well, they used to go live from No Name.
yeah.
On the air.
On the air. Yeah.
And Raider J used to be like, what was it say? What was this thing? Pretty girls. Come on, Coach. Help me. Come on.
Pretty girl.
Pretty ladies, the dance floor. Ugly
Ugly
ladies,
girls in
the
the
parking lot.
Hello.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
We had them cassettes ready.
Man, hit
Yes, sir.
record on it, man. Yeah, man.
Man.
Yeah, man. And and Sonny D, speaking of Sonny D, God rest his soul. Sonny
Yes,
D, man,
yes.
was an amazing heart.
Yes.
Right? Just good person. Right? And mentored a lot of people, man. Just Born.
Listen. Bro,
Man.
Just Born, I think the crew, me, Just Born, DJ Dizzy D was Al Capone DJ, and Zerk and DJ BK. We was the cats, like, we talking 88,
Right.
88 through the 90s. Sonny D put Born on the air,
Man.
and he did this mix on the air, and we was just like, man, it's just crazy. He just put
Right.
him on like that,
Man, put him
And
on,
from
man.
then on out, Sonny, I know he was a mentor of mine. I know him and Just Born was tight, but me and him
Yeah.
was tight too. So
Yeah, Sonny ended up going to California,
Yeah.
man, blowing up even more.
doing the what was the Tom? He did the what
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
he come with
was-
Tom's on?
yeah.
Yeah.
But just looking at that and how he reached back,
Yeah.
and pulled the next
Yeah.
one up and reached back. Man, we
But
got
we
to
was in
get
junior
that.
high school.
Right,
We was in junior high school.
right.
Yeah, that's
right.
crazy.
Yeah,
8th,
man.
9th grade.
Changed lives and
Oh,
generations,
no
changed
doubt.
families, man.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Can you imagine? Just Born was the man. 8th, 9th grade. You
Bro.
just came off the air with the joint scratching.
Man,
Like,
5
oh,
minutes of funk.
What?
5 minutes of funk.
Crazy.
Killing it.
Yeah.
Man,
Crazy.
yeah, man. And, we can't not mention others like of course Michael Boogaloo Boyer,
Yeah.
who helped break a lot of
Yeah.
records.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and Jackson
Brown,
Oh,
man.
Jackson.
Listen, I love Jackson Brown
Yes,
to this
sir.
day. I'm coming from New York from a trip and driving from the airport down 240, and I hear the Only You remix.
Oh man,
And it was Brown and Born.
man.
Like Brown and Born always play all of my records, no matter what they was, they played them.
Right. Right.
And that was just the craziest feeling. I felt like jumping out the car and running down the expressway.
Man,
You know what I mean?
man, That's dope.
crazy.
I'm tell you a funny story. So Jackson Brown, right? So me and my brother, this early on, right? So I done took this Vanity 6 sample, right, to Nasty Girl,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I done looped it, put a little beat with it, right? And me and my brother, we had a song to it, right? My brother could rap. I couldn't really rap, right? But I could produce. I could rap.
You had
right?
some bars.
I was
Come on
Right,
now. Don't
right,
act like you ain't had no bars.
trash. I was
Yeah.
trash, right?
Yeah.
Right, young MC, right?
Mhm.
right. And so you remember at Sherrod's, they had the little talent show. I forgot what they
Right,
called it at Sherrod's. It was a talent show.
Shout out to Sherrod.
Yeah, shout out to Sherrod. And in Sherrod's, you had the pit in the right, and so that's where you got in there and you did your thing, and and they rated you, right. So my brother dragged, my brother dragged. So this MF is notorious for forgetting his lyrics, right? So he was the one that's pushing us to go do this, right? So 2 stories about this song with the Nasty Girl mix, right? So one, we go down there and we do it at Shiraz, right? And we're down there rapping. First of all, we got on Oak Tree clothes, right? Oak Tree, y'all remember Oak Tree?
They don't remember Oak Tree.
Y'all remember Oak Tree?
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah. Chet King, Oak Tree.
Yeah.
We got on drag. You know, we from California,
Right.
Drag got these. He's like, man, I want to get us some Z Cavaricis. I ain't never even heard of them damn Z Cavaricis. Everybody else here was going to Burt's.
Right.
So we're going
Salmon.
So we're going. We had Oak Tree in Mall of Memphis.
Right.
Right. And getting, you know, some slacks and printed shirts. Anyway, we in Shiraz doing the song, and we were down there doing our thing, right? And you know, the song was raunchy and trash, right? Garbage, right? Drag forgets his damn lyrics. So you know, when I finish my verse, I'm first, right? Drag had one too many walk me down, right? And he forgets his lyrics, and I turn around and look at him. Now my eyes popping out because he's supposed to be doing his verse, and he ain't doing his verse, right? And so then I'm trying to cover him on this verse, but I don't remember his verse, right? His eyes popping out looking at me like
you messed up.
like I messed up, right? And I'm like, anyway, we got booed. We got booed off
man.
the
You got the sand, man.
We got booed.
That's the thing about Memphis too, right?
Yeah.
You know, Memphis is a giant Apollo.
Listen,
man,
bro.
If you can survive Memphis, you can survive anywhere, right?
Listen, I don't know if people remember when Nelly first came to Memphis. They were throwing batteries at the man.
Look, hey, look.
Batteries.
But if you hadn't experienced that in Memphis, you ain't cut yet.
Yeah.
I remember being at Crystal
You
Palace.
ain't ready. Oh yeah.
You know, hey, look, you had cut your teeth at Crystal Palace.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
If you didn't perform at Crystal Palace, if they just stood there and looked at you at Crystal Palace, you did great.
Right.
But I remember our first time performing at Crystal Palace, man, they took our CDs and they was throwing them and smashing them on the ground in front of us.
You was about to fight.
Man, I mean, hey, Angelica, it's unforgiving. Memphis is unforgiving.
All day long.
Right? But you know what though? You regroup, come back.
Yeah.
When we regrouped and came back, we was on in Crystal Palace.
Oh yeah.
If you own in Crystal Palace, you own almost
You own.
everywhere.
Oh, no doubt.
You
No
done did
doubt.
half the battle then.
Right.
That's
real.
tough, right?
That's real. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. So Carlos, how long you been producing?
Ooh, about 27 years.
27 years.
Actually, 27 years.
27 years. Here's something that I try to explain to people, and people tend to miss it. Angelica, is
I'm
that
trying to figure out how old you are.
51.
What?
Yeah.
You
Dang.
look like it.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
What they say, God is good. That's what they say.
Right. Look.
I thank the woman over there. Yeah.
Gotta be the piece.
Yes.
Right. Look at Twitter.
He be looking
She
fresh.
said, "You welcome. You
Yeah.
welcome."
Right. You know, what people don't understand is that, you know, in music business is so highly competitive,
Yes,
right?
it is.
That you know, if you've been producing that long, you've produced a lot of garbage.
Oh,
too.
yeah, no
A lot of
doubt.
trash
No doubt.
That never sees the light of day.
Yeah.
People, you look at Drake, right?
Right.
Drake, everything he touches turns to platinum,
Right.
or titanium, whatever
Right.
the highest thing is, right? But there's a lot of stuff in the closet that will never ever see the light of day.
I believe Gotti may have some of that because Drake used to be at Arden over there. He was around us when I was working with Gotti.
John Fry,
Yeah. They had a chance to
story.
sign Drake. So
Man, listen.
yeah.
John Fry came to me. John Fry, y'all gotta understand, was a good dude, right? White dude that owned the one of the main studios here in Memphis.
Yeah.
But John Fry was Christian.
Yeah.
You know, to the right Christian, right? And you know, when I was at the Music Commission, we'll talk about that a little bit too. But
Okay.
when John Fry came to me and sat me down, touche. I just want to understand. You know, we got these guys. Their name is Yin and Ying and Yang. I said, you talking about Yin Yang twins?
Right.
Yeah, that's their name.
Yeah.
Right. They want to come in the studio and you know, we you know
We
we don't want all of the weed smoking and you know and just the element. That's how you put it. I said, you want the money? Yeah. Well, you know, but we don't want the. You know, I said, you want the money? Well, we just don't want the element, but you want the money,
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
He wouldn't answer that question, but I said, man, get the money, let them folks record, man.
Yeah.
We don't wanna
Spray
record, man. Get out
some.
the way, man.
Listen.
They can bring a whole budget to you, you know. So
I want to say Paul, I want to say 3-6 and Gangsta Pat might be the reason why they stopped wanting rappers to come over there.
Oh, really?
But I was the bridge to bring them back.
Okay.
So a lot of people couldn't book unless they booked through me because I was the clean cut guy.
Right. What's my boy named Jody?
What's the air?
Jody,
Jody
yeah,
over
Jody
there.
Stevens.
Jody,
Yes,
Jody, man. Yeah,
Good
man.
cat, good cat.
dude,
Yeah,
good dude.
Jody, John Fry, and John Hampton. Those were the guys.
Right. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Good dude,
I have a
man.
question for you.
Huh.
When I heard you talking and you said that you were coming
Center
down.
yourself on your mic if you
I'm
don't mind,
sorry,
please,
yes,
man.
I got-
Thank
You got
man.
lazy. It's
Yeah,
the Mountain Dew.
Yeah,
It's the Mountain Dew.
The memory lane, I was over like that.
See. Okay.
No, it was just memory lane.
All right.
Okay, so you express your excitement down 240,
Mhm,
right?
Right.
Do you still, after 23 years, do you still have that same feeling when you hear your songs being played?
Yes. I am a fan of music, beat making, producing. Like I'm a fan. So I'm not the guy that just because I have, status or accolades or whatever that I don't get excited about good music. I do. And I'm excited when people love my beats and my music. So for me, it's incredible.
And then I have a question. So somebody who wants to get in the industry of making beats,
Hmm.
what's 3 tips you can give them?
Oh Lord.
And I have another thing to say. Like you guys talked a lot about rejection and
Mhm.
hard work.
Oh yeah, I know about that.
This ain't. I feel like the generation we're in now,
They
we
can't.
can't do no rejection.
No.
Y'all talking about people getting booed, and now that place probably would have got shot.
Listen, let's
They can't accept rejection. They don't. The work ethic is just different. We
Right.
feel like it's just supposed to be like a
nah,
kind of thing.
overnight.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Number
and
one,
it ain't.
my rejection before I got on with Bad Boy, I was rejected by every record company. My wife gave me an idea sending tapes to the record companies.
Who gave you the idea?
My wife. Everybody know this
Say it
stuff.
again. Who
It's
gave you
new.
the
It's
idea?
new to you.
Who gave
Everybody
you the
know.
idea? Okay, everybody know.
Yeah.
I want to hear you say who gave you the
Yeah,
idea.
my wife gave
Okay.
me that.
All
So
right.
we sent off like 6 tapes to 6 different record companies, and everybody rejected it with a letter saying we don't accept unsolicited material. And I get a call from this guy, Harv Pierre, at Bad Boy. He was the president, and then his cousin was June Balloon. And June called me, and they called me about this tape, this one particular tape. And they said, I'm gonna give you my guy Nasheem Myrick is gonna call you. And Nasheem called me, and he was like, yo, the music is dope, right? Let me hear another tape. So I sent him another tape. And when he got the other tape, he called me back and said, yo, Biggie wants this beat. And I'm like, wow, Notorious? He was like, yeah, you got to come to New York.
Hold that right there.
You see what I'm saying?
Hold that right
You
there.
ain't
Hold that
gonna
right there.
interrupt.
Hold that
Don't
right there. Hold that
interrupt
right
me.
there. Look, you're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. We're gonna see what the reaction was from Carlos Brody when he
We
heard
just got
that
honcho.
Biggie
We
wanted
just got
this
honcho.
tape.
You see how my interview just got honcho
You're
like
watching
that?
the
That was
Antonio
mine.
Parkinson
Got
Project.
jacked.
We'll be right back.
Got
All
jacked.
right. All right, I'm Antonio Parkinson. Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I'm here with my wonderful co-host, Angelica Jelly Woods. Put that camera on, Angelica.
Jelly Woods.
We'll talk about when you
Want to be nice.
Right,
now.
Yeah.
Angelica, come on.
We got guests
Yeah.
in the
And
building.
then we got DJ Kojak in the building. DJ Kojak
Yes.
in the building.
Yeah.
Kojak, send
He
it yourself.
halfway here.
Kojak.
He over there
Kojak,
sitting-
come
he
on,
over there
come on.
sitting-
You know,
Right.
Kojak always been like that,
Check
bro.
1 2 1 2.
Yeah.
We in here. We in here. We in here.
They think I'm low key. He low key.
Man, and he's
Them the
always,
ones
he
you
has
gotta
always
watch.
been like that.
Yeah.
He has been like that, yeah.
Them the kind you gotta watch.
I mean, you know.
That was that.
If you
that's
say
the
so.
same energy that scammer had. That's why she's been like that, right?
No, he wasn't.
She's
He was
been traumatized.
He
Yeah.
was a no.
She's been traumatized 'cause he was so
y'all
smooth,
too
so
excited.
laid back,
Too
right?
excited in this corner. Now, wife, I would just give you a
Come
Look,
on.
you have not been scammed in Memphis. You ain't.
You ain't been.
Memphis long
Yeah, you ain't been Memphis long.
enough. I remember
enough.
being
No
on
doubt.
Third Street.
Mm-mm.
Being on
stay
Third
focused,
Street.
Stay focused.
Over there.
We're
Okay,
gonna transition
I'm
to
coming
the-
back to it, but we gotta talk about this real quick. Being on Third Street.
First of all, what you doing on Third Street?
Well,
Yeah.
shit, I got
Yeah.
introduced to Memphis and walked
Okay.
home. So I'm
Walking
legit,
home,
legit.
B-boy.
I'm legit, right? Right.
Yeah.
And so I was on Third Street. Me and my then wife, right? We were on Third Street. We were over there at Belts. Belts
Okay.
in the shopping center.
Right.
And this dude walked up to me, right? And he said, hey, hold up. Hey man, let me show you this.
Oh, you should have known right then.
Look, don't tell no. They get quiet, right? Don't tell nobody.
whisper.
Look, man, and they look at you like this. Look,
I got you.
Don't tell nobody, but look at this.
Look at
Clap.
it.
And he shows me this ring.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You
he
got
see me
that.
with my girl, right?
Right.
She showed me this ring. So
Your
you know
wife.
that's how they
Then
that's how
wife.
they proposition, right? Put some pressure on you, right?
Yeah.
Man, listen, man. This right here, this is real gold. Right? I said, for real? He said, yeah. I said, so what you 14 karat? 24 karat? What how many carats? He said, look here, man. Let me take it out. Look at it, man. Look at it, man. He said,
Look at it,
Look
man.
at that
I'm looking
man.
at it,
You should have
man.
known then.
Right. He say, look, this ain't 14K. This ain't 24K. This here is plum gold.
Plump. Oh.
Damn.
I looked at Annette. I said,
Oh, you got hit with the
You got
pimping.
names?
I said,
Dropping names now.
I'm sorry. Look, I said,
Plum gold.
this ain't 14K. This ain't 24K. This here is plum gold.
Yes.
She's trying to hold her leg. Right? I said, man, this plum gold? Yeah, man. This man, look, you ain't gonna find nothing no more gold than this. It was gold as hell. It was brass like a mug.
For
It
this.
was gold. It was real gold. It was straight up plum gold.
Plum gold.
Plum
How much you pay for
I
it?
said, man, I'm gonna pass this time.
Yeah. Welcome to Memphis.
Welcome to Memphis, right?
What
Welcome
that
to
Southgate Shopping Center?
Southgate Shopping
Yes,
Center,
sir.
right, by the Bells Apartments.
Yes,
You know,
sir.
what we're doing over there?
Hey,
Hey,
that's another story.
that's a whole other story, right?
ADHD.
Okay.
So look, so you got the phone call,
Right.
right? And it said the words come out, man, Biggie want this.
What kind of
Biggie
phone was
want-
it? Was it like them?
Oh.
No, it was a house phone.
She said,
Okay, you have the ones going to.
No.
Okay, I know how
you ever
bad.
see
We had one of them.
Yeah, I had my.
Yeah, okay,
we
okay.
had
Yeah, we
I
had
need
one.
to-
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm
Yeah.
into story.
Rotary dial.
No, I had the
Okay.
little cordless joint by
Should have
then.
ADHD. That's all. Y'all was fancy.
Yeah. I had my
You had
own
the
number.
cordless joint?
Yeah, because remember I had to put the studio in the house. Mom and Pops let me put the studio in the house. So
Right. What
I
part
was
of town
making
were you in?
I was born in South Memphis, but I was in Whitehaven, Tulane, and White Rock. That's where the
Tulane?
Yeah.
Tulane?
Tulane.
Hold on, so you was in Memphis when you got the call?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was on Mill, and we moved to Mill Branch. I was on Mill Branch when I got that call. So,
Where were you at on Mill Branch?
5041, right there.
Brookwood?
You remember? No, because I used to live in Oakshire, but right there where, remember Freezeway, the little burger joint? Right up the block from Mill Branch and home.
And home. Oh,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
was deep. You
Yeah,
almost in Mississippi.
we Black Haven zone.
You BAC.
Everybody knew me
Zone.
from that house over there because
Okay.
everybody used to come over
I think
there.
everybody been there.
DJ Paul was out there too.
Yeah, Paul was out there.
ADHD, you got
Yeah,
the
okay.
That's on the phone.
Because I'm trying to create a visual for the audience.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
you
I,
did that.
want the phone.
Yeah.
We you know,
Right.
So,
things can happen
okay.
right here in Memphis.
No
I
doubt.
mean, that's a big
I
thing.
mean, that's
You
the
in
thing.
Memphis.
Right. So I get the
Okay,
call.
thank you. I ADHD.
And he said, listen, you got to come to New York because Big want this joint. He want 2 of your joints. And I'm
What
like, oh,
was your reaction at that
Oh,
moment?
I
How
was-
did you?
I'm
how did you
excited.
feel?
I hit the floor. Like, it's crazy.
I mean,
hit-
did you
No.
react in front of them on
No,
the
'cause
phone, or
what-
how did you react?
I
Show us.
kept my cool. You
Create
know
the
how we
visual for us.
cancers are. I kept
Right.
my cool, but
Right.
inside
But
I'm
inside,
screaming. I'm screaming,
Right.
Cause mind you, I think I was 21, 22
Uh-huh.
maybe,
Right.
right? So, you know, I quit my job. I ain't had no money. So, you know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
Like
right.
you come in and somebody say they want one of your joints, not just somebody, but
somebody, I was about to say
Notorious B.I.G. wants 2 joints.
Where was you working at before then?
FedEx.
When you quit, you quit FedEx.
FedEx,
Okay,
baby. Yeah, I
FedEx.
quit
Okay,
FedEx
okay.
to I was in International at the
Yeah.
hub.
Hey,
I quit.
let me say
I
this
come
too.
from a FedEx
Okay.
family. Go
Let me
ahead.
say this too.
Come on.
I was at FedEx.
Mhm.
He was at FedEx.
Scoot over, scoot
Yeah,
over,
yeah.
Kojak. Scoot over.
Paragon was at FedEx.
We FedEx baby.
But I this is what I want to say. I never knew what Brody worked because he was like all over that joint. I didn't never see him work.
was
I
like
never
Tommy.
saw him work.
I was in
like,
International.
No,
Yeah.
he was like Tommy on Martin. He
Yeah, I
ain't
was
really
like-
got a
I was
job.
like- I was like,
Yeah,
he
he
is not
ain't got no
working.
job.
Yeah. Listen, I know how to do
that.
my work and walk around and mess with everybody else.
You got your
yeah. Man,
So he want 2 of them.
he won 2 of them.
Right.
One of them turned out to be Queen Bitch. That was
Uh-huh.
the first one he wanted. It was his other beat that he ended up not doing, but they
Right.
bought it anyway.
Right.
So listen. So listen. Immediately hanging up the phone, I'm calling my wife like, "Yo, I gotta go to New York."
I was gonna ask that question. Who was the
oh,
first
come
person
on.
you
My
told me?
girlfriend was the first person I
Right,
called because
right.
she gave me the idea.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh.
Now, mind you, I got turned down.
Y'all missed some key points.
6,
Go ahead.
like
Well,
5
you
different.
can ask him.
The 5 other record companies shot me down.
Who were they?
There were
I'm not giving that.
'Cause I got shot down by a lot of them. Too.
I know it was. I had a friend at Capitol. It was Capitol. I know it was Warner.
Right.
I want to say Electra.
What year was that?
Atlantic. This is 94.
94.
94.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
mind you, let's go back. I had a production situation with Pete Rock. I was signed to him as a producer.
Already?
His brother, yeah, in 94. His brother
Okay.
had signed me as a producer. And I got a chance to pitch for Nas's first album and AZ first album
Right.
through that production company.
What's my dude name that was up there at Warner?
Which one?
He was
Warner
A&R.
Chapel or
no. He man.
White guy,
in
black guy.
94 too. 94. And cause he's the one he I remember when I was up there in New York at the time, right? And he played me Jaheim's demo. And
it wasn't in too many, was it?
No, it wasn't in too many. I want to say it's Aaron something or not. It started with an A. But he played me Jaheim's demo, right? And I wasn't impressed, right?
Uh-huh.
And you know, but it was cool. It was just regular. You know, see, think about, and Carlos can speak to this. The major labels, they wanted the same formula.
Same thing. Whatever's
It's just
hitting.
That's still right now.
Whatever the hit record, yeah.
Especially for women, women
yeah.
artists. Lord,
Yeah,
And
whatever's hot, they
and there
want
was no
that.
creativity, and he played me this, and I'm sitting there like, okay, you know, that's cool,
I'm
right?
still not over that you had a deal.
Right,
Oh,
right.
wow.
Because we were different.
All this like
you know,
Charlie
because
Brown songs
we
in
we
them
gave him
ways.
something different. just like Carlos did.
Yeah.
You gave him something different that they didn't have,
Yeah.
right?
You gave
But-
them something they didn't think they needed.
We gave them something different that they didn't
They
have,
didn't have.
They
right?
didn't think they needed it.
You know, and you know, and you know,
They definitely didn't have what I had.
Savage. Last name was Savage.
Savage, okay. I
Yeah,
can't
up there,
even-
Warner, right?
Yeah.
And we're top floor Warner, you know, in the Plaza, Rockefeller Plaza, right? And I'm listening to this Jaheim record, and it just sounded like some regular R&B stuff, right? He was excited though. He was like, "Man, this it, this that," and rightfully so, because when he put him with KD,
Right.
it was a
Yeah.
game changer.
Oh, yeah,
KD is the
definitely.
one that produced
Naughty.
Naughty by Nature,
Latifah.
and Next,
Latifah.
and Latifah. Remember the sounds
Yeah.
all the same. And Coffee Brown, remember
Coffee
the
Brown, Janae.
Janae,
Yeah.
yeah. So but his sounds all them records sound alike.
Right.
But he was a good producer,
He's a good
right?
producer.
And
Great.
he
He did a big joint too.
Yeah.
Sky's the limit.
Yeah, man.
No, he did Missing You.
By
Biggie. 112.
did he do
Yeah,
that?
he did Missing You.
Okay. I didn't know that. But he was dope, man. KD was dope.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But to your point, man, you gave him something different, right?
Yeah.
What'd you give him?
I gave him the Queen Bitch beat.
Uh-huh.
The
Okay,
Queen Lil Kim Queen Bitch. That was on that tape. Queen Bitch was on that tape. It was something else on that tape.
Somebody played that music, them tracks for them. Who played the tracks in the studio for them to hear?
Either June.
How did it happen?
Nasheen played it for Big. That's who played it. My production partner. You know, fast forward, he played the joint for Big, and that's how. And he called me like, "Yo, you got to come here, and I'm gonna get the ticket."
Right.
And Big and bought the ticket. They as soon as I got, I listen. We coming from Memphis, Tennessee. on the plane to New York City,
That's so
right?
dope.
Right.
And soon as I land, he picked me. I jump in the cab and I'm going straight to Unique Studios.
First, wait a minute. So this is the language they use up there. They say we're gonna send a car. Am I right?
Well, he told me hop in the cab.
They told you hop in
yeah,
the
yeah,
cab?
we was low budget
Okay.
then.
Because
Undies records, yeah,
Undies,
yeah,
I know
yeah,
that.
and
They
Go
don't
ahead, money though.
yeah, but they still put my ass in the
cab.
cab. You gotta get it
Right,
They
right.
paid for
Look,
it, but
I
yeah.
know when look, they would fly me in, with Joe the Butcher and them. They
Yeah.
would fly me in.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
gonna send a car. So man, my brother Dre.
Yeah, that was the other side of the game, bro.
Right,
I'm with the
I got
brothers.
you.
I'm with,
I
you know what I mean?
ADHD,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
right,
I'm with the
right,
brothers.
okay,
Yeah,
right.
nah, you gotta
I'm
get
being
the cab.
Right,
We
Parkinson.
got
right.
I'm being Parkinson episode,
Come on,
okay?
come on,
Because
come
he's
on.
excited. I'm
Yeah,
being Parkinson.
yeah.
Yeah.
So today, 2024, a couple days away,
Mm-hmm.
if you had, let's say you were a new producer
Uh-huh.
and you had to send your, not demos, what they call?
Well,
They're
demos.
demos.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
still
I got the
demos.
language right.
Right.
How would you do that though?
I
How do
mean,
you
They're
go
not
about
doing
it?
that.
I don't know.
if I'm new producer and I'm a millennial or whatever, what they call
Not the
them.
air quotes. You don't air quote.
I'm
my
just
group.
saying I don't like
Air
using
quotes.
that
You
word.
got air quotes.
I got a 26-year-old son, so I'm in that mix.
Right.
So they already on social media. They kind of already know the game. So they that's embedded.
It's a new game.
I got a 2-year-old that works an iPad better than any of
Yeah.
us in
Get
here.
Angelica.
Yeah,
Get-
you know what I mean. Grandson, he's bananas with it, right? So they already the social media is embedded in their ideology. So that's part of their game. Like the independent, like DJing for us was part of our game. The
Right.
social media is their outlet. If you're not liked on social media, you don't have that clout on there, you ain't nobody. And it ain't about no money. It's about having those followers and all of that on all of them platforms.
So that's how you would go about
It's a
it.
different
Yeah,
game. It's
yeah.
a different model.
Yeah, definitely. I would, kill social media.
Yeah.
I would. If I was somebody new, post,
So
I
right
would
now
be
you don't feel
posting.
like you have to. Though.
Well, I still do because a lot of the youngins don't know who I am, right? Unless I remind them or somebody remind them when they hear a song and it's like, oh yeah, he did that song, right? So now I have to reinvent myself, right?
Yeah.
I ain't trying to reinvent the wheel. I'm just trying to let the people know who I am. I'm still here. I'm one of the ones that still make records to this day.
Do you feel like there's a lot of pressure though, since you have worked
Nah.
with a lot of big wigs? Can I say wigs?
Nah,
Big
nah,
artists,
nah.
Big artists.
The artists look at the pressure.
Who are the artists that you've worked with? As a quick segue. So
I
that's-
googled.
I
you.
go
You know a lot
in
of people.
order.
Yeah.
Kim,
Name
Biggie,
Wait a minute. Come on. You got
Little Kim,
Thank you.
Queen
Yeah, but
Bitch,
it's-
right?
it's good.
Little Kim, Queen Bitch.
Okay.
Then the Only You record happened. The 112. Well, Capone Noriega record happened after Lil Kim record, Top of New York record. I did 2 for them, Top of New York and Driver's Seat with Capone Noriega. And then the Only You remix happened in the midst of the 4 records for Biggie. Niggas Bleed, Somebody's Got to Die, My Downfall, and What's Beef. Me and Paragon, DJ Paragon, we did What's Beef together, right? So then you got the Nas. I finally got a chance to work with Nas
That's
after
incredible.
Biggie passed. I did
Right.
Small World and Project Windows. Then we did Mace, 24 Hours to Live and Take What's Yours. Did a record on the Locks album. Did a record on Carl Thomas's album. And
Really?
then,
On his first album?
yeah. Woke Up in the Morning. It was
Yeah.
My Downfall, Jack.
Okay.
And then Puffy's first single, Can't Nobody Hold Me Down, featuring Mace, right?
Right.
Well, I did that. And then
That's a big record.
yeah, Only You remix featured Mace as well, but
Uh-huh.
Biggie was on there. So
Yeah.
those 2 records kind of debuted Mace's career.
Right.
And of course, it's 24 Hours to Live. So you got Nas, and then Wu-Tang has always been my family, especially like Ray and Ghost. So I got a
Right.
chance to produce
You do
Ghost.
Cream, did you? Did you?
Nah,
do
I
Cream?
did. I
Ooh.
did. Well, a lot of Dark Man came out the
Uh-huh.
Wu-Tang camp,
Right,
and I
okay.
did 90% of Law's
Right,
album because he
okay,
was my
okay,
artist,
yeah,
me and
yeah.
Tyrese's artist.
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So they allowed us to put the stamp on the album because Wu-Tang was crazy then, right? 94, 95. All of this was
Memphis
going
never
on.
got Wu-Tang either. Memphis
Nah,
never
nah,
understood
nah.
Wu-Tang. I used
The
to play
other
it-
side
I used to
did,
play
but
it
we
for my
didn't.
Westwood homies.
You know how to
They
do the
went there.
Wu-Tang dance.
Nah.
My husband didn't even know what the Wu-Tang dance was. I didn't
Do it for
Yeah,
us.
show me.
You're not.
Do the
You're not
Wu-Tang
gonna
dance
get
for
me.
us.
You know
Come
what I'm
on,
talking
get-
about. You know what I'm talking.
I really don't. What's the Wu-Tang dance?
Do a B-roll and
Oh.
Who made it? Dirty?
I don't know. They do it in the East Coast. It's called the Wu-Tang.
Oh, listen.
So go ahead.
Dirty pulled me on stage in California one time
Uh-huh.
because I reminded
Dirty,
him.
you got
Oh, Dirty
to
Bastard.
everybody.
I know
Okay,
that.
yeah, okay.
I reminded him of one of
ODB.
his childhood friends.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, come on, nigga.
Right.
Pulled me on stage,
Right.
so I'm standing on stage
Talented,
with him.
though. Uh-huh.
But listen, let's go back, right? Because when I go to New York and get with Big, I'm coming straight from the airport to the studio.
Right. Uh-huh.
Walk in the studio.
Talking to the mic.
Walk in the studio. walked past the couch. Biggie sitting on the couch. He extended his hand like
Who in the studio?
Big, me, Nasheem, and I think C's and I want to say I forgot his name. I want to say Damien, something like that. And Big stuck his hand out like, "Yo, you got some," you know what I'm saying? So I'm just smiling and I'm setting up my SP1200 and drop the joint.
SP12.
Listen,
Yes, yes.
yeah, most of my records were SP12. Listen,
That's a drum machine.
drum machine sampler, 10
Right.
seconds. Look at 10 seconds. That's all you got to make your music. It's 10 seconds. Drums and all.
That's right, the sample.
So
Right,
you
right.
got to be crazy creative
Right,
to
right. Figure it
Can't
out.
Nobody Hold Me Down, Only You remix, Top of New York, Driver's Seat, Niggas Bleed, all of the Biggie joints, Queen Bitch, all of them was made on SP1200.
SP12.
10 seconds.
Man,
Sample.
and shout out to SMK. He
He's
was
the
king,
man,
bro.
master.
Woo!
Yes, he the one that made me want to get one.
Right.
I have a
Listen,
question. Do you think the quality of music has changed?
yes, not for the better.
I didn't mean
No. But okay, so bam. So Biggie was like, "Yo, you from Memphis?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "I'm gonna be there next week." So what? He's like, "Yeah, take my pager number." I got his pager number.
Pager.
I dropped the beat. Yeah, the pager what had
Right.
the little display on it. Not the two-way. We weren't on two-ways
Right,
yet.
okay.
We still on the Motorola joint where you can, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
We
where you
just
hit-
started
hit
typing in words.
Right.
H-O-E.
Right.
304.
304.
Right? So man, so I got his number and I dropped the beat and we leave and I come back to Memphis, right? And a week or so later, my phone ring is Big on the answer machine. Yo, Lo, so I'm in Memphis. Come to the hotel, kick it with us, blah, 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 right? Come to the show. So I'm like, wow. So I call him back. When I call him back, he had the Queen Bitch record on his answering machine with him rapping the verse.
And you just was in the studio. It hadn't been mixed. You hadn't heard the mix or
I
nothing?
just heard none of that. Just heard that right there. And I was like, oh, wow.
Oh.
That's when it hit me like, okay.
That's
So
crazy.
I go down there,
Where was the show at?
Denim and Diamonds.
D&D.
Yes, sir. You was in that
I was in
joint,
that
right?
piece.
Man.
Listen, so I go to the show, could get in, and I saw my man Nate. And Nate like, come on, I got you. He let
Right.
me in. Me and my wife go down there. First person we see is C's. C's like, yo,
Scoot
what's
over and
up?
shot something.
Right?
Cool, Jack. Go ahead.
So we greet, and he was like, you know, he was out there scouting for girls. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
And they were there.
Yeah.
There was
And he wanted a specific type
type.
of girl.
Ain't
They
no
had to
change,
be
ain't no
with it.
change.
What was his type? Come on, let's see.
no,
Let's see his
You
type.
got to be going.
Oh, well,
We ain't trying to
that
sit up
was
and have no
easy.
conversation.
That was easy.
No, he don't want to talk to you,
Right.
right?
Right.
It's got to be known off the top.
Right.
So bam. So we go back there, and I see Big, and he see me, and he tell his man, "Yo, that's the cat I got the beat from." So we talking, chopping it up a little bit. He's like, "We about to go on. What you doing?" Like, "Nothing. I'm here." He was like, "Come on stage with us." So the whole time
That's
he
incredible.
come on stage, he rocking the show. Me and my wife standing to the left on the stage at
Step up
D&D
to my-
while he rocking the show.
That's incredible, man. So
That's so
shout out
cool.
to Howard Q.
Oh, yeah.
Devin
Yeah.
Steele.
Yes, sir.
Hypo on the
Hypo
mic.
on the mic,
Oh,
yes.
man. The D&D day.
Oh,
the
man,
D&D
wow.
was a phenomenon.
Wow.
I remember, man, one time, man, when the police surrounded the entire parking lot
Yes.
of D&D.
D&D was a
wouldn't let
menace.
Nobody out, right? And I was a firefighter at the time,
Mm.
right? And I had just got my Durango. I had a 99
Yeah.
Durango. Right? I was
99
new.
Durango.
Look, I ain't had
Yeah,
no
you
rims,
was the
no,
man.
no feet on it. It was brand new,
Yes,
icy
sir.
white, right?
Mm.
And I remember them officers saying, we don't give a fuck
Right.
about your new Durango. I said, I'm a firefighter. We don't give a fuck
About
your
you.
firefighter
Oh, wow.
ID, right? And then I said, then when I was clean, right? And they said, I'm like, so where do I go out? We don't give a fuck. Drive your shit off the curb,
Right.
And you get out. But it was like some New World Order shit,
Bro.
blue
Yeah.
lights all the way around. You remember how big that parking lot was,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Man, and you know, D&D
it was a menace.
phenomenon.
Yeah. They
Wrong
they
then.
declared it a menace to the neighborhood.
And, you know, it used to be a country and western club, Denim and Diamonds.
Denim and
right?
Diamonds, yeah.
For that
And-
one
and-
day, it was us.
It was
Oh, one day of the week.
Sunday.
I remember in Houston, it used to be a country club called the Rhinestone
Yeah.
Wrangler.
Yeah.
Remember the
Yeah,
Rhinestone?
yeah.
And man, look, on one day,
Mm-hmm.
it was us. And what's my guy name? Mad Hatter from Magic 102. Back
Wow.
then, right? And that's where I met Lester Pace.
Sir Lester Pace.
Pace
Yes.
was there
yes.
on TSU, the Texas Southern University
Yeah.
radio station.
That's
Back
crazy.
when I was in high school in Texas,
Wow.
right? And he used to have songs. You know, he used to have songs. He used to do a show called Kids Rock or Kids something on Saturday mornings, 90.9.
Lester
Shout
Pace.
out to Lester Pace.
Yes, sir.
Lester Pace.
And Sir Pace, he was
Yes,
Sir
sir.
Pace.
Sir
He's
Pace.
still doing
Yeah,
it.
Look,
yeah.
and he
Oh,
had
yeah.
this song. He was singing live on the air called "Where's Your Hair, Gal?" Like talk about bald headed women, right? Oh man, we went crazy as kids.
Oh, wow.
High school kids, we went crazy. We was singing that over and over and over, and that's where I know Pace from.
That's
Before
awesome.
he even came to Memphis,
Mhm.
right? Which was crazy, right? To me, right?
I
I'm
got
like,
one
yeah,
of them
man.
stories too, bro.
Man, yeah,
I met
man.
Pace in L.A.
Uh-huh.
with Ken Wilson. Ken Wilson.
Ken Wilson, that's my dude.
Yeah, Ken Wilson.
Ken is my guy.
Yeah.
Ken, his sister,
Belinda.
Connie, Belinda. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, man, look.
You know the Sims brothers is from Memphis. Belinda's husband. They from Memphis. Danny Sims, Eddie.
Danny
Yeah.
was the real deal.
He had the Bob Marley catalog.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, the real man. Ken was my guy. Ken
Yeah.
stayed over there on Sunset. He was
Yeah.
Man, that's my
White
guy,
Label
right?
Records.
Right. White Label
I
Records.
met.
That's right.
I was
That's
producing.
crazy.
I was producing Hercules and Big Time
Mm,
when he first signed them, and he brought Pace in. Then that's when I first met Pace.
that's crazy. Ken was working on trying his best to shop my music for me. Ken.
That's crazy.
You know, whenever
a
I
small
go,
world, man.
Small world. When I go to LA, one of the first people I
Yeah.
called was Ken.
Yeah,
Good dude, man.
Man,
Good brother.
all day.
And you know, his
yeah,
sister.
that paper
his sister
too, Belinda.
Yeah.
Mhm.
His sister works for. She's in Dallas,
Mm.
and she works for Warner.
Oh, right.
Well, she
okay,
was. I
okay,
don't know if she's
okay.
still- but she was there for a long time.
Yeah.
though. Long.
You know, Kim was the went on when he left his own label and all the stuff he was doing. He left MCA. He went to be I think the vice president of J Records.
I did not. Sure was.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, he was.
yeah,
Yes, he was.
yeah.
Yes, he was. So all them years. So what people need to know too is there were these conferences,
Yes.
right? Jack
Jack the Rapper.
and Impact were
Yes.
the two biggest
yeah,
ones,
yes,
right?
Yes.
So Impact, was Impact, man,
Mm.
Impact. God. Woo, man, the stories that came out of them conferences.
Oh yeah.
Man, I would go to the conferences, and these conferences were for the program directors of the radio stations, right? And so that's where they, would get you to play their, they introduce the music.
Yeah.
I never forget. I remember Yolanda Adams performing. What was her song? Open Arms or something?
Open Heart.
Open
Heart.
Me or something.
Something right.
I remember her performing that for the first time, man, and I was there, and it was just, and I was like, I had never heard of her.
Oh
right?
wow.
And it was
That is
mind
mind-blowing.
blowing.
Yeah.
And she sang that song, man. And man, look, I was trying not to cry, man. I didn't want to be. I want to be hard. I had to be hard, in there, right?
Mhm.
But she did that, and I'll never forget
a
too.
wrap.
One time, just a real quick story. They were Johnny Walker, our Johnny Walker,
Yes, yes.
right? Who Johnny was working for Def Jam,
Right.
Johnny was like the number 3 person.
Oh,
at
yeah,
Def Jam,
no doubt, no doubt.
under-
Oh, yeah.
under, Russell Simmons,
Under Russell, yeah.
right?
Russell and
so-
Leor, yeah.
Right, that's right. And so Johnny, they had the Nutty Professor or
Mhm.
I can't remember if it was Nutty Professor but it was some soundtrack. It might have been Nutty Professor. And so we were in California in not Riverside, Palm Springs.
Mm.
Palm Springs, and so they had this pool party set up at it wasn't Impact, it was the other radio conference, but they had this pool party set up, and they were doing the Nutty Professor soundtrack, Montel Jordan and all these folks
Right.
singing on. So anyway, I think it was Nutty Professor or the Brothers or something. Gabrielle Union was sitting next to me
Mm.
at the next table right beside me, right,
Mhm.
with Morris Chestnut and all these folks, right, for whatever
Yeah.
movie they were promoting the soundtrack to. And so Gabrielle Union was gorgeous, right? I was like, I mean, it is, right? And so look, this is a bad story. It's a terrible story.
Yeah, good.
So anyway, Gabrielle got up to go do something. So I got up to go do something,
Um,
right?
Lord.
And so I saw Gabrielle was coming back from whatever she was doing, and I was standing there, and I walked up to her and I held her hand, and I was like, my name is Touche, this, that, and other, such, just trying to introduce
I'm
myself.
tagging
And
Gabrielle.
then,
in this.
and then please tag
Memphis,
her.
Memphis.
And, right,
Yeah.
and then I looked in her eyes,
Uh-huh.
right,
Oh, God.
and I saw her skin, and it was so freaking flawless.
It still
I
is
just started
flawless.
stuttering. I started,
It's still flawless.
look, I started stuttering. I lost everything. I lost my train of thought. I blew it, and I just patted her on her hand. I asked. I said, I got so tongue tied. I said, do you do music videos?
Not music
Because I didn't
video.
have anything else. I had nothing, Right, and I just pat her on the hand and said, never mind. Just forget
Don't
it.
ever, don't ever tell this story ever again.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
All the things he cropped down. He better crop down this one.
I'm not cropping
that
out
is
nothing.
not
Yes, you
pimping,
are.
man.
And I'm going to tag Gabrielle.
Tag Gabrielle
You
because
shot your shot and failed.
I
You didn't shoot no shot. You
failed.
airball.
I failed
Kept that.
miserably.
Wow.
Miserably.
Wow.
Because I looked in her skin and it was so flawless. And I was like, how is this even possible? My ADHD kicked in. I was like, I have nothing.
She's still stunning.
I have nothing. And when I say absolutely gorgeous, and this was one of her first movies, right? What is it, The Brothers or something like that?
Yeah.
With Morris Chestnut and all
Right.
folks, man. I was
Right.
like, who is this? Yeah, man, absolutely amazing. Anyway, I
Come on
bombed.
back. Come on
I
back.
bombed.
Come on
Yeah,
back.
I bombed.
Reel 'em back in.
But look, but that's how they used to
Yeah.
put music on,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I
yeah.
remember
Them
50
soundtrack is
Cent.
big.
50 Cent was
I'm a
rapping,
bedtime person.
and he had a song, his demo. He had a song where he was talking about all of the rappers.
The How to Rob.
Yeah.
It came on. It was on the
You remember
soundtrack.
that?
Yeah, well, actually, I think it was on the Violator compilation. How to Rob joint.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So look, y'all, we're gonna go back. We're gonna come back. We're way over our segment, and we got one more segment.
Ain't gonna come
But-
back.
but
No
we
more
got-
segment.
we
We're
gotta
gonna
talk-
create another
We gotta
segment.
talk about the
Parkinson had
time
made
at
a whole-
Bad Boy.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Right, we gotta
Parkinson
talk about
had
the time
a
at Bad Boy.
A whole Mountain Dew.
Man, look.
No, he don't
Shout out
have
to the Mountain Dew.
memory
Shout out to the
lane.
Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. We'll be right back.
Yes.
He just excited and went down.
Hey, I'm Antonio Parkinson, and you're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. Welcome back. We're here with my co-host, my lovely co-host, Angelica Jelly Woods, who's on her phone right now. Put that camera on her real quick. Put that on her. Right,
I'm
there you
listening
go.
to what
There
people
you
have
go.
to say about this
That
show
is
right
the-
now.
Right. Shout out to DJ Kojak. DJ Kojak in the
Yes,
building.
yes. We
Yeah,
up in here.
And we got our guest, Carlos Brody. Carlos
Yes,
Brody
yes,
is in
yes.
the building.
What's good?
6th July.
Yeah.
So listen, man, we got to jump right in here.
Okay,
we're
come
gonna
on.
ask a couple hard questions now.
All right.
So you worked at Bad Boy.
Yes.
You know, Bad Boy.
One of the
P. Diddy-
hitmen,
P.
yeah.
Diddy's in the news, right?
Oh,
you know,
we're not-
Oh, Lord.
right. So
We're not gonna do that.
so what was it like
not gonna do that.
working for P. Diddy?
Man, I learned a lot. I learned a lot. The transition from a beat maker to a producer.
Nice.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like you can say what you want about him. I don't know his private stuff and all of
Right.
that, but
Yeah.
when it comes to making records,
Yeah.
he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So when he formed the Hitman crew, you know, we just all took notes
Yeah.
and just watched how he made records. A lot of us learned how to make records
Mm-hmm.
from him.
What did he do that was special? Because I got an idea of his formula based on the Mary J. Blige album.
Yeah.
You know, he would give you something familiar,
Mm-hmm.
right? Give you a quick, catchy hook, right? And then all the rest was filled in the middle.
Yeah,
What's special
like
about
one
working
thing about him, he knew how to put the right people on the job. So this is what I tell producers: when you talking about producing, it's not just about music.
Right.
It's about I know the engineer to record it, the one to mix it, right? I know the right musicians to put to
And
play
based
these
on their
pockets.
style, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He knew all the players of who to put the songwriters,
Right.
and I know the producers or the beat makers to put on this to
Yeah.
give it that edge.
Yeah.
So he was great at putting people together
Right.
and putting these records. He's great at orchestrating. He's a genius with that, actually.
It's like the
But
Kurt Franklin
listen,
hip-hop.
nah, he beyond that. Like because this guy, he goes to the mastering. He's gonna be at the music video. Then he's gonna be at the editing of the music video. You know what I mean?
Sitting there by that
If
chop.
I know Puff, like I know he probably was in there when they was pressing the records. You know what I mean? Like he's there from your styling, hands on, like your styling, the video, the choreography, and all of that. Like he's a producer through and through, and that not necessarily makes him a beat maker. but he does he's an overall producing
visionary
executive.
then.
Oh, definitely.
And so
Definitely.
with that, it's important to explain to people
Yeah.
what a producer actually is. A producer
Yeah.
is not just the
Beat
person
maker.
a beat maker.
Nah.
A producer is the person that sees the project
From beginning
beginning
to
to
end.
end.
Yes. Album cover,
Right.
artwork, credits. Like,
Right.
yeah, he does all of that and making sure you're getting paid and people coming to the studio. Again, who to use with certain artists,
right.
certain engineers and things of that nature. So,
That
yeah.
can bring out the best
Oh,
in
man,
in everybody.
And he's hands-on.
yeah.
Like,
And but let's talk about that work ethic though.
he don't sleep.
Right.
You know, I remember we was in Trinidad. He don't sleep. He woke me up at 5 o'clock after going to sleep at like 5. He woke me up at like 5:15. Like,
Right.
yeah, we don't sleep.
Right.
So I became part of the crew that was up early and go to bed late. You know,
Yeah.
but he probably sleep like 4 hours, maybe 4 hours. He's gonna go to bed after you and get up before you.
That's
He's
not
that cat.
that's not surprising to me.
Nah.
I had my guy Akeem, shout out to Akeem. Akeem was the street team for
Yeah.
Akeem.
Impact. You remember did you know Akeem?
Yeah.
For Impact magazine and my guy I'm just drawing a blank that owns Revolt now. Dang it. Well he used to own Chris Clinkscale. Clinkscale, that's the last name.
Okay.
But Akeem worked for Clinkscale. And I went to New York and was hanging with them, right? And I never forget. And he was, now keep in mind, he was the street team for them. And so that's where I learned all my street team stuff from, right?
Gotcha.
And so they would work up until, I remember, I never forget this. We worked, I was just hanging. They were working till about 4 a.m. Then we went to this spot, this lounge. My first time seeing a lounge.
Right.
Right. There was
After
no
hour
sign.
spot, right.
There was no sign. It was just a red awning in
Right,
New York.
right.
Right. And you go in and you immediately go downstairs into the basement of this building. And there's a whole lounge in there with live music and people vibing, people sitting
Right.
on couches. I had never seen a setup like that before up until then, right?
Wow.
And then we came out of there. It was daylight. They went to sleep for about an hour. Got back up and was right at it again.
Right
And
at
that's
the
where I
office.
learned my work ethic
Yeah.
and brought my street team work
Yeah.
to Memphis and started. That's how I got on.
Right.
Yeah.
Listen, I tell cats, hey, these cats are billionaires, and they not sleeping till 12 o'clock. You know what I mean? In the afternoon, them cats up when the bank open. They open. You know what I
Right.
mean? That's when they get up, or that's when they already up, waiting on the bank to open. So they gonna beat you to the bank. They gonna go
Right.
to bed after you and wake up before you.
And they get them checks.
Yeah. So what I look like sleeping to noon to 1 o'clock, or you know what I mean? Like I got to get it. Got to
Man,
get it.
But it's an amazing, incredible work ethic and output when you're at that level. You can't be BSing around.
you
it,
can't be
man.
lazy.
You can't. It can't be a hobby for you.
No, hell no.
You know, and that's the problem I run into with artists here. They want to record when they want to record.
Yeah.
They want to
Take a week off.
Take a week off. They
No.
want to bullshit. They want, man. And
Listen.
it can't work like that.
This business demands your blood, sweat, and your tears.
Man,
if you really want to make it, you gotta forsake all. I'm talking about wives, kids, grandkids, all of that, or else you're not gonna make it. This ain't nothing you can jump into and kind of do when you feel like it. Nah, you got to give it up. If you don't give it up, you're not gonna make it in this. I don't care what nobody say. I know
think
it.
everybody's set up like that.
No, they not.
Everybody not hungry. They
No,
claim,
they not.
claim to be hungry.
Man, listen.
They're not hungry.
Listen.
Yeah.
When I used to go out with certain cats, go to New York, I slept on my man's couch, and I had a 4-bedroom house. But I'm grinding. I'm sleeping in hotel rooms with 50 cats. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, we grinding. We there, we packed in the car. We trying to get it.
Right.
And you had your own stuff at home going on, but
Like that.
that's what I'm saying. They don't understand the sacrifice.
They don't.
It's a lot of sacrifice in this game.
Man, it is, and it's and that's the difference maker. You know, the thing about Memphis is this: you can throw a rock and hit 8 people in the head that got incredible talent.
Right.
Am I right?
Right.
Definitely.
But you ain't gonna hit nobody in the head hardly that got the drive
Yes.
to go with it.
Yeah.
And you know, and it's 3 things that make a superstar. You know, the drive, you know, and the talent, and then the marketability.
Yes.
Right. And you know, it's sad and unfortunate. You know, we got it's in the water. You know, you're gonna find a
talent out the
person.
yin yang.
Right.
Yeah, but that drive and that ambition and that ability to really want to work Yeah, it's far and few in between.
Yeah.
And I could say it honestly, I'm dealing with a lot of it right now.
To be teachable.
Mhm.
Everybody ain't teachable.
You can't teach that. It's
Can't
got
teach
to be in you.
that.
If it's not in you,
Gotta
that's
be
something
in.
you can't teach.
Right, right.
Nah.
And it's so and you know, and it just makes me sad though, honestly, when I see some people that's so
Man,
freaking talented.
listen.
Be like, Jesus Christ, you freaking amazing.
Listen, you know what's crazy? And I say this, like two of the guys I get hustle just crazy is Yo Gotti and Young Dolph.
Yeah.
Because them cats they went extra hard. Dolph went extra hard. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You
And-
couldn't out hustle him.
And
right?
you see the return of it.
Yeah. And Gotti do the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like cat, you know, from when I was kicking it with him, you get mad if you sleeping past, 8:30. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
You can't
right.
get no money like that.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And you see the return. And what people don't understand, it's just like Kojak when we was, recording it inside of 3952 Twin Lakes,
Mm-hmm.
right? Our output was, we had the ruins back then, remember?
Mm-hmm.
But the output, the work ethic was ridiculous. They lived in the studio, right?
Yeah.
And when it was time to do a show, it didn't matter if we were doing a show in a club on Danny Thomas, or if we were doing a show on Mud Island back then we did with 3-6 and all them, right? They was up for it, and it's gonna be the same big show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you can't. You just
Listen,
it's so hard to
and
find.
3-6's structure was crazy when I was programming for them because they worked it like a 9 to 5, like they're there in the morning, and then studio time was like from 5 to 10 to 5
Right.
to 12, and they did that every day, and the show's on the weekend, but it's round the clock. Them guys had a hell of a structure.
Yeah.
Yeah, they showed me a lot. I learned a lot from them too with
Yeah.
the structure, how they had their business, Hypnotized Minds,
Right.
how they had it structured.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Hypnotize.
Yeah,
Dang,
they
bro.
man, them cats was getting it.
Man, and the output, the return,
Yes.
it shows because they were dedicated
Mhm.
to it and really.
I
really
mean, you can't be getting $8 a record independent.
bro.
You sell 100,000, you making $1 million. You know what I mean? Like,
Before you even do your deal.
See, and that's the thing. Nowadays, we sell 150 streams is worth $1,500. But if you sell at $10, you sell 100,000 records. That's $1 million.
Yep.
So I said we need to go back to selling it out the trunk.
Yeah.
Flash
Right.
drive, CD,
Right,
something.
right,
You know what I mean?
right,
Like, come
right.
on. Yeah, it
Yeah.
sucks. Streaming
Oh,
sucks.
Yeah.
It's a tenth of a cent.
And a lot of labels own the streaming company.
Yeah.
The distribution
Yeah.
company. So
Oh, it's the biggest
it's the
hustle.
pimp game.
Oh, come on.
look, I'm glad we're here.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Angelica. Look, let's
Ending.
educate
We
folks,
got
Carlos.
Yeah.
Let's educate folks. So, let's educate folks from the old school.
No doubt.
So that it's easy.
I
Yeah.
did wonder that
So-
how much that money they made.
Yeah.
So you're an artist, right? And let's say you get a major label deal, right? So what the major labels are in really doing with you is loaning you money.
Right. They're like
Right.
a bank. Right.
So let's say they give you a budget of $100,000 for your
Right.
record, right? And you're
Right.
all excited, and you take this $100,000 check, right? That's your advance,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now, you have to pay that money back
Right.
based on your contract. Now, let's say back in the day they sold CDs for $10, right?
Mm-hmm.
And your contract and it wasn't never this good, but your contract said you're getting 10 points, right?
Right.
It was never that good. Though.
Right.
So 10 points means 10% of every dollar.
It's about 8 cents a unit.
Or yeah,
What-
right. Well,
what-
10
what-
cents.
what-
If it's sold for $10, let's say 10.
Well, a
let's say
point is
$1.
8 cents, so that's about 80 cents.
Yeah, about 80 cents. Right. So let's round it to $1.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you now remember you got $100,000 given to you, right? So before you can even see the first dime of your record sales, you have to pay
Recoup.
back that $100,000 based on your dollar per CD. And I'm giving them a lot with $1 per CD.
Right.
Right. So that means that you have to sell a little bit more than 100,000
Right.
CDs,
To see.
probably 110,000
Right.
CDs. Before you see the first dime
Yes.
of your money. Now, watch this: 100,000 CDs sold at $10 a CD means that the record company done made $1 million,
$1 million.
and you ain't seen the first dime because you took that $100,000.
I got a great
Come
story.
on, tell
now,
me.
I would've been
2
like,
Chainz.
Pimp Game.
for
Two,
me.
Two Chainz was one of the records that I kind of got hip to, the big advances.
Right.
Because producers were taking big advances on artists that they thought wouldn't sell a lot of records.
Right.
That's where the $200,000 advances, the $100,000 and all of that came from, right? Other than that, it'd be like 20, 30 or whatever, right?
Right.
For your music. So when I did Ghetto Dreams on Boats 1, right? And I got a call about he was about to sign. And it was me, him, and this cat named Universal on the phone.
Make sure you explain to everybody. Break it down
Okay.
in granular form. You and who?
Me, Universal, and 2 Chainz was
Okay.
on the phone talking about he's getting ready to sign the Def Jam. And I had the Ghetto Dreams beat, and he didn't want to put it on the mixtape. He wanted to use it for his album. So he was asking me to save the beat for him. I'm like, I got you. He's like, what you want for it? And I'm like, give me $3,000.
Right.
He said, what? I was like, give me $3,000. He was like, okay, well, I'm going to call you back in a couple of weeks when I sign. So fast forward, he signed, he called me back. He said, so now what you want for this beat? I was like, give me $3,000. He was like, for real? It's like, yeah. And I asked him, you know who I am? He was like, yeah, I know who you are. That's why I'm asking you. Why you want, I
Right.
said, well, listen, give me $3,000. I don't want to recoup your $1 million budget.
Right.
I want to recoup what we spent on our song, which was the one song, right? Because Chainz had his own studio, got his own engineer. He gonna mix it, right? So we might have spent $10,000 on that one song because each song has a budget,
Right.
right? So I only recouped on what we spent on making my song, right? And I told him I want to be paid on record 1. So
Yes,
fast
sir.
forward. Now he was
Wait,
so
wait, explain that. Explain that. 'cause
being
people
paid
need-
on record 1, meaning the first record sold, I'm getting some money from it because I don't have nothing to recoup.
Right.
I'm not taking a big advance. I'm not taking
Right.
yeah.
Right. Right.
I'm taking $3,000.
Right.
So if he sell 100,000 units, make $1 million, I'm gonna get some money because I'm only recouping on, like, if they spent $20,000 on my song, out that $1 million, I know I'm gonna see something
Right.
because it's not much to recoup. My advance was 3,000, and he may have mixed it for 5, so we at 8, right? And these are just rough numbers. So bam, he said, all right, bet. So I give my agreement, sign my producer's declaration and all of that, and the record come out, and he like at 600, 700,000. My first check, and this was just the one warming up, was 45,000
So I'm zooming in.
off
Get that shot.
off of $3,000. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I didn't have to recoup your video, your budget, none of that.
Right,
So I'm getting
right.
paid as he getting paid.
Right.
And that's one thing I learned.
Yeah.
Oh, so I stopped taking big advances.
Yeah.
Just be
Yeah.
patient.
Especially when it's somebody
Just be
like
patient
that.
with it, ride
Well,
the wave.
you can't do it with everybody because he was so hot in the streets
Right.
that you just knew he was gonna sell off
Right.
the top. And he had an all-star list of producers.
Yeah.
And my record had John Legend and Scarface on it.
Right.
So
And so, speaking of hot in the streets,
Mhm.
let's talk about that. Because I remember working with DJ DMD. Remember he had 25.
yeah,
binders on my
yeah.
dresser.
Right.
And
That's
then I
right.
remember also 3-6 Mafia's of
Yes.
Gold and
Oh, man.
Master P.
Yes.
And a whole No Limit situation.
Yes.
It's a
Tony
golden
Draper
story.
with Suave
Tony
House.
Draper with Suave
Man,
House.
yeah.
And Slim Thug.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All of these folks, they sold their records out the trunk first.
I
Hammer.
was with DOC. Shout out to DOC when
Yeah.
Slim Thug, when Pharrell and them came to Houston to because I was doing a record with DLC and 662, I believe his name. And
I remember 6'2".
listen, they was going crazy over Slim Thug.
Slim Thug
Like,
still
it was,
cold.
man.
Still
I'm
true,
talking
man.
about it was he been a millionaire,
Right.
like, you know what I'm
And
saying?
that's the thing, right? These cats they were becoming millionaires.
Yeah,
They,
independently.
and they don't get the props that they deserve about, especially like 3-6 Mafia
Man,
and,
so listen,
and all these folks.
Tony Draper, bro, not to cut you
No,
off.
no, go ahead.
Tony Draper is how I learned about the publishing game.
Right.
And Drape was the cat, man. Listen, Drape was trying to get Rockefeller, and I don't know if you want me telling it, but Drape
Please tell it.
he was trying to get Rockefeller the money before they signed the Def Jam. He
Right.
had that kind of paper.
Right.
Like, they can come to me and
Right,
get what Def
right,
Jam gave him. I
right.
would have gave him, you know what I mean?
Right.
But he was making that money independent.
Right. So
Like,
man, look, hey, you know, we talk about Houston Tony Draper.
Oh,
you know,
man.
can't talk about Houston without talking about Rap
you
Alive.
gotta talk about Rap.
Right.
Jay Prince is just a
right.
whole nother story. I
Right.
think his cat's been a billionaire since the early '90s.
Right,
I ain't
and,
even lie.
and laid back and won't even tell you that,
Nah,
that he's that. But
man.
and then you know the cats that came through my high school behind me, Pimp C and Bun
Oh
B.
yeah,
You know, yeah, they were ninth graders. I was a
no
senior.
doubt.
Right? Yeah.
yeah.
Man, you know, DJ DMD. You know,
Yeah.
shout out to PAT, all the folks in Port Arthur, Texas.
that's
you know,
crazy.
hometown.
Man.
You know, but yeah, man. Look, man. This has been probably our best show. Real talk.
It's because
Yeah.
We
y'all
need-
had a
Yeah.
mini
Listen, but
high school
we gotta go.
reunion.
We gotta do a part 2 because we really didn't get to go into the warehouse music days.
Oh man,
You know what I mean? Where
yeah.
all of us,
Yeah.
the Lil Pats, the Gangster Pats, the Al
Yeah.
Capones, the 211s, we was all in
there.
there.
On that? We want to extend the show. We
I
want to
mean,
touch on it. Let's,
Yeah, what
okay.
you mean?
That's
It's
where
already
we was
10,
at.
Going on 2 hours.
We're
Yes, it's almost 8 o'clock.
gonna have to do a part 1 and part 2.
That's
Yeah,
how
we
you
gotta
know
do a
you
part
love.
2.
Man, I
Yeah.
am. You talking about my passion?
Yeah.
Seriously.
A lot of passion in the
That's what
house.
I'm saying.
A lot of it.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, look, you know, since I don't want to take a chance on this, so we're gonna have to talk about this history, Memphis music history, because you know it might be hard to get him back. We'll just
Nah,
divide it
I'm
into
coming
part 1
back.
and
Whatever
part
you
2.
want to do.
He
So-
ain't gonna lie.
so-
You
so
coming
look,
back.
so let's talk about that, man. I said Spanish Fly,
Yeah.
and Antonio Neal. Shout out to Spanish
Right.
Fly. You know,
Yes.
look, and going back to Spanish Fly is interesting because I was in the military when I seen these cats for the first time, right? And so I was the only person in the military. I mean, they had a regular haircut, a military haircut,
Right.
at No Name.
Oh wow.
I thought I was fresh. I had on a long,
Yeah.
I had
Come
on
on
a
now.
long trench coat,
Yeah.
right, and
Yeah.
had a Marine Corps haircut.
Oh wow.
In No Name. Everybody in No Name had a curl.
Yes.
Everybody.
Looking like a straight soldier.
Looking like a curl and gold teeth.
And gold teeth, Dr.
Gold
Jordan.
teeth.
Yeah.
But you know what was
And
crazy?
Cortez had the
Yeah.
curl.
and look, and right.
Yeah.
And look,
Gangster night.
and I
Man,
never forget, man,
gangsta
because
night. Ain't
it
that
was. I can tell you what they were playing. They were playing
Come on.
Too Short,
Yeah.
Freaky Tales,
Yeah.
right? And they were playing. They hadn't got to Gore-Tex yet.
Mhm,
Certain
Trigger
Mix Light
Man.
hadn't came out. Trigger Man hadn't dropped yet.
Trigger Man
This-
dropped
it's,
yet.
it's before that. So this is
Okay.
when they and I never forget this because I was stationed in North Carolina, but I came back, right? And I saw this, and I'm in there, and I'm like, no, first it was No Name. We were still dancing with each other,
Right.
You know, because it was all Luke music back
Right.
then, Teeny Weeny Bikini
Right,
contest, right? Okay. Then
No
when I-
Name was Nouveau at first, wasn't it?
No,
what
no,
was first?
it wasn't Nouveau first.
Club
It was
Expo.
Expo second.
Second.
Yes,
Okay.
second.
That's what I'm
okay.
about to get to.
Gotcha.
So I left, went to North Carolina. I was stationed in North Carolina. Came back because I had, you know, my girl here,
Uh-huh.
and I went to
Uh-huh.
Expo. Then it was Expo.
Expo.
So I get to Expo. I'm thinking I'm finna see the Teeny Weeny Bikini
Yes,
contest.
sir.
but shit had changed.
Yes.
Right. I get in there, right, and now I'm standing there with my trench coat on. And y'all stop laughing back there. And my
Trench coat.
my nice little button-down shirt because I'm thinking I'm going to the club.
Yeah.
Right? I'm about to dance with some girls in the Teeny Weeny
No,
Bikini
you ain't.
contest. Got in there, man, and I saw them. They were walking around in a circle.
Yes, sir.
Swinging curls,
Yes.
walking around in a circle, and it scared me. I ain't gonna lie. This real God honest truth. I looked at this and I said, they look like they doing some type
Indian
of
dance.
witchcraft ritual in here, right? And the Indian dance or something. What they doing, right? They walking around in a circle. Dun, dun, right? Dun. And I'm like, what is this? I've never seen anything like this before. And this
Right.
speaks to the innovation of Memphis.
No
right?
doubt. No doubt.
I've never seen anything like this before.
Yes.
And they were walking around in the circle and walking around in the circle and walking around in the circle. And then I tried to get in the circle and I got
It's
ran
a method.
over.
It's a
Oh,
method.
yeah.
I
It's
was
a method.
I was uncoordinated. Right? My right hand was going with my right leg, and it's not supposed to go like that.
Nah,
And my left
nah,
hand was going with
nah.
my left leg, and it's supposed to alternate.
Right, right.
And I was like, and I get ran over, and you know, and they laugh and they
Right.
be nice and pick me up,
Right.
right? And you know, and
Yeah.
what man, that was a phenomenon. Gangster walking, man, it
Man.
had been birthed.
Yes.
man. I had, and it was just incredibly amazing and innovative.
They was nice at Expo, but Studio
Yeah,
G, they
no.
wasn't nice.
No, see, it had evolved in
another
Studio
world.
G, though. It became buck jumping in Studio G. It was a mosh pit.
They added the elbow.
Yeah, buddy, man.
Infamous elbow.
And that's when Al Capone was doing his shows,
Yes.
raising up out the coffin.
Yes.
Oh,
You remember that?
Yeah.
Them days?
Bro,
And
we used
Skinny
to,
Pimp,
man,
211.
Al Capone was one of the first Memphis rappers that I saw. We used to pick him up for the studio, and he had to wear a disguise
Why, Al Capone.
because they was looking for him.
And look, for those of you that don't know, Al Capone is the author of Whoop That Trick. So if you've never, another phenomenon, if you ever come to a Memphis Grizzlies game and we're winning, you're going to see 10,000 white folks out of 20,000 people in the FedEx Forum shouting, "Whoop that trick." Whoop that
Yes.
trick.
And everybody in that movie that had a song in that
Hustle and
movie
Flow?
should thank me.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Because had I kept going forward, because they didn't want to pay me the money that I was asking for, wouldn't nobody had that opportunity to get a song in that movie.
Really?
I was supposed to do every song in
You're
that
supposed to
movie.
produce the whole right.
Every song in the movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
I got the call when they got the $10 million at Sundance. And I introduced DJ Paul to Craig Brewer on the parking lot.
Really?
Yeah, I was involved with Craig when Stan Lathan and Russell Simmons were trying to buy the movie, and MTV was trying to buy the movie. And next thing I know, John Singleton was there, and I get a call from LA. Paul like, "Man, you know that movie you was talking about?" Yeah, he's like, "Man, John Singleton trying to get that movie. I need to meet the cast." So, all right, when you get back, we're gonna go meet him.
That's a big deal.
And me and Paul and Craig Brewer was at Paul's house having drinks. You know what I mean?
Right.
Talking about the movie. But
Right.
when everybody got into town, everybody was at my house listening to old records. I just talked to John Stewart. I'm sorry, Paul Stewart. Remember PMP Records had Montel Jordan. That's Paul Stewart. He was the music supervisor. And me and him was just laughing about this, about everybody being at my house listening to records. And he said that was the first time he heard Seal Johnson's Because I'm Black. He never heard it before.
Really?
And I played it for him. So we were going over I got the original script to Hustle and Flow.
Wow.
The original joint.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, they cut me out of it. And she said, "Tell how they cut you out of it." Well, you know,
So they cut you out the script.
yeah, well, they cut me out the. Well, it was they didn't want to pay. It was like I think like 15 grand for like 5 beats in the movie is what Craig wanted me to do, and they were saying they didn't have the money to pay me 15 grand. They wanted me to take less money,
And they really didn't know. Did they? Because
Yeah,
you got people. You
Listen.
got some of the actors that you know what?
Taraji.
No.
Terrence
Howard was just
yeah,
thinking about this.
he but it wasn't because he didn't have money. He wanted to pay a certain amount. He filmed the movie. I don't.
So he
even-
had a budget.
Yeah, I don't even think he spent over 200,000 filming that movie.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So
you,
what
you
happened to the
come
rest
to a
of the
town
budget?
like this. You come to a town like this was before he got the deal.
Right. Okay.
So you come
okay.
somewhere like this, a location like this, and you can get everything for cheap.
Right.
And I think Terrence was paid what 30 or 15 grand or something like
No,
that.
he said 12.
12
Didn't he say
grand?
12,000
Yeah,
in his interview.
I think it was supposed to be 30, but I don't know how they got down to 12. But I knew it was supposed to be like 30 or something like that. But yeah, they were lowballing. But
and that's what Taraji P. Henson.
But listen,
was
the
talking
lawyer,
about that.
me and the lawyer was tight. So the lawyer told me, you know, he was like, listen, he's gonna have to own everything to get this deal in Sundance because they didn't want to go through the whole license thing.
Right. Yeah.
You got to license every song.
Yeah.
That's why I was supposed to produce all of the songs
Yeah.
in the movie. So you got one license with one producer.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So after that didn't happen, my lawyer's like, listen, rest in peace, John Singleton. He's like, if he don't want to pay 15 grand for some beats, he needs to start making
But
movies.
was John Singleton the decision maker for that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Like
Okay.
it was ill because from my understanding, I know certain people hadn't got paid when the brothers won the Oscar,
What damn?
and I just leave it like that.
What damn?
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like
right.
I know some things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like and my thing was, listen, man. My thing with Memphis is always Memphis. We need to come together because we can get a lot of money. And I know a lot of executives that called me and have called me and said, listen, man, if y'all just put this thing together, y'all would be running this shit.
Yeah.
Right? If y'all just come together as a unit, as a city and as a talent, that means that all of the cats that we say got clout and we all come together. And I was just telling Coach that if we come together and we say, okay, Touche, your record is up next. We come together and push your record, we unstoppable. Then when my artists come out, we all come together, we push my record.
That's too much
But
like
but they do it in Atlanta.
They
Yeah.
do it. That's
Yeah.
thank you. I was about to say it.
That's how they
Yep.
do it in Atlanta.
Yep.
I don't care what our differences are. I don't have to like you in order to make this money.
Yes, indeed.
We can
Always
put that.
agree.
Listen, we can put that to the side. Let's get this money. You know what I'm saying? I shout out Gotti because at like when he did the Y on the mixtape, and he was like, "Why 3-6 don't have a record with Ball and Chi?" And after that, you get the
Yeah,
record with
right,
our program Stay
right,
Fly. So I know.
right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like it's stuff like that. When we put this thing together, man, we'll be unstoppable because we got all the talent. We got somebody in Memphis and everybody's crew that's making records right now.
Right.
Whether it's a songwriter, a choreographer, a producer, you know what I mean, a rapper. Like, come on, we killing it right now. And it's
Top of the food chain.
Yeah.
Memphis is at the top of the food chain when it comes to rap music.
so why we don't have a major conglomerate here to whereas we can, like an incubator program, we can turn our talent.
You know, it's colonizing, man, because they come in here and rape the resources and take it
But our
somewhere.
problem is we got this one mentality.
And that's why it's
the-
able to be done.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah,
It's
it's so much money to
It's
go
gotta take
around. I
time.
can't
It's
count your
okay.
pocket. I don't
Crab
care
in
what
a
you
bucket.
make.
It's okay
Yeah.
to take time.
Yeah, I know you got to make money. So why would I be mad at you
Right.
making money?
Let everybody eat.
Come on.
Yeah. But
That's
let's
how
it
you
together.
do it.
Yeah.
Y'all check in, man. What
Come
y'all
on,
think
man.
about Memphis?
Wow.
Get it
What
together.
y'all think about it, Memphis? We
I've been saying
we got
this
a new
shit for
mayor
30
coming.
years.
We need
Yeah.
to change our mindset.
Come on.
Y'all hear the brother right here, man.
Man, 30
Come on,
years.
man.
Anybody know me, I
Come
say
on.
the same thing, bro.
Yeah, man.
I've been saying this.
I mean, I remember, man, and it's so sad because I remember, the reason I lost my first city council race was because I was chair of the music commission.
Mm-hmm.
I was over the music
That's
commission,
right.
and I remember, there was a group of folks in the business community
Mm-hmm.
that wanted to take over the music commission, and basically hand it over to this this white guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him no. I
Mhm.
said the music was built on the backs
That's right.
of black folks, right?
Right.
And they got mad at me, literally got mad at me. I mean, literally to the point to where they was beating on the conference room table, mad at me because I was trying to bring Johnny Walker in,
Right.
right, and they literally funded my opponent in my city council race to the tune of honestly about $300,000.
Wow.
Right, and but that goes to show you. And my reasoning was pure because I'm like, this thing is built on the backs of
Black people.
folks like
Mm-hmm.
B.B. King
Mm-hmm.
and your Uncle William
Right.
Brown,
William.
Come on,
Right.
and
Willie Mitchell.
Willie
Yes.
Mitchell,
Yes.
Right.
That's a
Right.
list.
Right.
people too, and
Right.
3-6 Mafia
Yeah.
and all of these folks, right? And y'all want to come in because 3-6 done won this Oscar,
Right.
Now y'all want to
Now
come
y'all
in
want
and
a piece of
commandeer
it.
the whole thing, and then put this guy
Mhm.
who only had experience in the music business of being in the garage band, but he
Right.
was the CEO of Comcast,
Right,
or
right.
whatever
Yeah.
it was back then. Warner
Yeah.
Brothers.
Yeah.
Warner.
Yeah.
What was it? What was
Time
it?
Warner.
Time Warner.
Yeah. And that I was in that meeting.
You
I was in that board meeting,
Right.
and they were like, "Why don't we have a piece of 3-6 Mafia after the Oscar?"
after the Oscar.
And them cats had made
but
millions.
they didn't want to. They didn't want to mess
Before.
with 3-6 Mafia
No.
before the Oscar.
No, not at
Right.
all.
They didn't want to. They didn't want to mess with. They didn't want to. Just like John Fry coming to me saying, "Well, I just don't like the language.
Yeah.
I don't like what they stand for.
Yeah.
But you want the money. No,
I always
you can't.
want the
So
money.
when I said no, they literally, and I'm talking about the top businesses in the city of Memphis,
Mhm.
literally beat their hands on the desk
Mhm.
and said, we got you.
Mhm.
Yep. But you know what? Though? I'm state representative now.
Say, but listen, you a cancer. They can't stop you. You gonna do your thing. Just like me.
Oh, Lord.
My bones.
You heard it.
I threw my own bones down. Like, and it's the same thing. It's like, man, come on. Why does it have to be that way? Right? It's like, why can't we do this thing the way they do? For one, we need to quit relying on other people to help us do what we do.
I almost ran around the church. I almost
happy.
ran around the
You
church.
get happy. You get
Man,
happy.
I almost
It's
got
enough
happy,
of us
boy.
with enough money to do what we do. We don't need nobody else.
If we simply band together.
That's all we got to do.
If we simply band together.
Why is that so hard?
Because we don't trust each other.
Mm.
One
Ain't
of
that something?
my mentors told me this. He said, and I never forget, he had his little broken glasses on. He always had a rubber band around this piece of his glasses because the arm would fall off, right? And he took his glasses off because he was frustrated. He said, Touche, let me tell you something.
Mm.
Whenever you're dealing with N-words, put your best deal on the table, and I guarantee you, and I'm making a facial expression, I guarantee you, they're going to negotiate themselves into a worse deal. And when I say worse, hey, shout out to Herman Jones.
That was just for the say.
That's real.
Because now, and this is my pattern, right? Look, I'm giving you the best that I got, right? And because you don't trust me, you're going to try to work some other type of deal, and you're going to end up in a worse situation. But I'm laying it all out on the front end. But we got to learn to trust each other.
But like you being a pioneer and doing that, me being a pioneer, because listen, in the 90s, doing New York hip hop in Memphis, Tennessee, they looking at you like you're crazy.
Like, man, where
You
you
see
going
what
with
I'm
your
saying?
boots on?
Listen,
Where you going with your Timberlands
Man,
on?
me and Gangsta Pat used to get into it every day. He was like, you need to carry your ass
Shout out
to New
to
York
Patrick
City
Hall.
with that.
Right. Shout out to Patrick Hall. Right,
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But fast forward, Drummer Boy told me, he said, listen, man, he said it at the Hall of Fame. He was like, yo, you made me understand that it was possible to win a Grammy and be from Memphis, Tennessee.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So stuff like that is like, man, that's what you do it for.
Right.
And that cat, is 100 to this day. He always
Incredible.
shout me out and get. That's why I was
Real
like,
boy, Insane
know?
Wayne. They all come from
Oh,
Slice
no doubt.
lineage.
Come on. Oh,
They all
yeah.
come from
Oh,
Slice
yeah.
lineage. Yeah, but
Definitely.
we can't walk past this.
Nah.
So you have been inducted into
Yeah.
the Memphis Music
Yeah.
Hall of Fame.
Hall of
Give a round of
I
applause.
believe.
Woo! We got a
deserved.
royalty
I think I'm the
deal.
only producer too.
Only producer.
Yes.
That's incredible, man.
Hey, we did it,
Incredible.
hip hop.
You still ain't shit to me, but
I know.
I'm just
On the
my guy,
50th
right?
year of
That's
hip
incredible.
hop, right? The
Yeah,
50th.
on the
Yes.
50th.
Yeah, bro.
That is absolutely
That's crazy, right?
incredible, y'all. Hall of Famer.
Yes.
Building.
Amazing.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
It is.
Yeah,
Angelica?
it is.
Angelica looking like
Got a reunion at somebody's couch.
I'm so sick of you.
Normally she throwing shade on us.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I ain't got no shade.
Right. We want some shade from
No, you
But-
can't
but-
shade
but
it.
Look, Angelica is giving us the wrap up.
No
by the
doubt.
look on the
Forever.
face.
It's been 2 hours.
Right.
You know
But
what I'm saying?
it's been an incredible show. I don't know how we're
Man.
gonna chop this up. We're just gonna
No,
lay it
you
out
just-
raw.
Man.
you're gonna hide.
It's gonna be-
We gotta come back.
Yeah,
We
we
got
gotta
because
come
I
back.
got
You
some
come back.
stories.
We gotta-
Yeah.
Yeah, I want the story.
We got the.
Now, Parkinson, I want to
Lord.
hear your Instagram.
I'm a gentleman. I ain't gonna give you no tea.
I want to hear your stories, Parkinson.
Yeah.
I want to hear your story.
I ain't gonna give you that much
Look,
tea.
Look, Parkinson, I want to hear your story,
I'm
Parkinson.
not gonna tell another story, Angelica.
I still haven't let go that you had a deal. I'm like, what?
Right? Yeah. I had. Yeah,
Listen,
your boy had a deal.
contrary
Go
to
down.
what he said, he was really
Yep.
dope.
Yeah.
He had the record, the Susanna
He's
record.
on
Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah,
Susanna.
the whole
Yeah.
Susanna.
Right.
You had the other
To Mary
record.
Jane. To Mary
Yes,
Jane.
sir.
Mary Jane
Yep.
something.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, that's
I remember
great. I
that.
never forget this too on that record.
No, we got to.
Yeah. Look, on that record,
Go on,
I
give him
never
his
forget your
flowers.
Uncle William Brown.
Yeah.
BP.
And this is by your Uncle William Brown
Mhm.
engineered this record at Willie Mitchell's
Willie
studio.
Mitchell spot,
Mhm.
right?
Royal Studio.
Royal Studio, yeah.
Right where
Uptown,
Bruno-
Bruno Mars,
Bruno
yeah.
Mars
Boo Mitchell did
came
the
out of
horn
and all this-
arrangements. Yeah.
and I never forget, man. I remember we was in there and SMK was in there and William Brown was engineering and William Brown said SMK had put this drum roll in. You know that was just a famous
That was
thing,
his
right?
joint, right?
See?
See?
Right. And
Yeah, you
SMK
starting something with that right there,
right.
but
Yeah.
come on.
And right.
Yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah.
And SMK had it turned down, and William Brown said, "No, turn that up. No, turn it up some more, all the way up, right?" And that thing hit. Then that Rick James was playing. Then that thing went.
See what you done did?
And man, we was like,
Yeah.
old school.
But that's that Memphis thing that we never get to talk
and that
about.
nobody else got.
They won't listen. Guys like us, they don't want to talk about us because they got to give it up to us because we were ahead of the guys that they put in the forefront of this thing.
Man, when you think about that, and you
Come
think
on, bro.
about, William Brown and Stax and Isaac Hayes and Porter and and all the folks that the Redding,
Otis Redding.
the Barcades,
Right.
James and the whole team over there,
Right.
man, and James,
Rufus Thomas,
and James Spawn, Jackie
yes,
Bay,
oh yeah,
right,
yeah.
man, do people understand?
Listen,
what's
Willie
here?
Willie Hall was the drummer. That's Gangsta Pass Daddy.
That's his
Yeah.
dad.
He was a
Yeah.
session musician, and come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Man,
Yeah.
man, when you think about that, man, the history.
now the argument is, bro, who I think Gangsta Pat was the first Memphis cat with a major deal because he got the Itchy Bond at Atlantic.
sure
Well, he got
did.
Itchy
He
Bond
sure
later,
did.
but it was
Yeah.
Atlantic
Yeah.
first.
Yeah, he sure did.
Yeah.
That's right. He was the first.
He was the first.
He was. You
Because
are- you're
Al's
absolutely
deal with
For
Eli
rap,
came
for
after
rap,
that. Yeah,
yeah.
for rap. Yeah, definitely.
right. Mhm.
First major joint.
Yeah, man. But man, look, we got to bring you back.
Come on, man. Let's go.
Yeah,
we
gotta
got
talk
to go down the line.
Studio session.
Yeah,
This
yeah, yeah.
studio session.
Man, right. Look,
Yes,
we didn't get a chance to talk about
Yeah.
that. We didn't get a chance to talk about that. I sure asked him on the phone, man, who was in the studio?
Yeah,
Look, I really want to know who was in there, man. Look.
everybody.
Yeah, man. But look, man, this has been an absolutely amazing show.
Man,
We
thank you.
truly appreciate you, man.
Man, I appreciate you,
for,
bro. You know it.
giving us some of your life.
Come on, yeah.
Time is life. It's not money. Time
Man,
is life.
man.
And again, and I'll tell you here, write the book, man.
Oh Lord.
Write the book, man. Write the book.
Best
I'm a
seller. Best
AI that
Sister
joint.
girl.
Wife.
Thank you. Man,
That's the
tell them to
writer.
write-
She's the writer.
Okay, then you write the book.
Bestseller.
Yeah,
Bestseller.
give
She's
the
the
outline
writer.
and you just interview.
She
her.
know all this shit. She
Right. Yeah, man. But y'all, look, I truly appreciate. Shout out to my wonderful co-host Angelica Jelly Woods.
Let me tell y'all something.
Uh-oh.
You educated.
Come on, man. Did you
I
get
don't,
that?
know, I don't know none of the people they was talking about.
Did you get something from?
I was listening to Spice Girls around this time. Don't
Oh
judge me.
my God.
No, we just.
And they were
Watch.
Spice Girls off the chain.
Right.
I wish I had a record on the
That's
Spice
gonna be the
Girls.
clip. He gonna,
Man,
he gonna,
what?
okay, I didn't get no shade. but
No,
like
hell,
Spice-
You get
oh,
no
thank
shade.
you.
No, what's my girl named Nicole?
Yeah,
she's fine.
Okay, stay focused.
Right,
Talk my
okay,
talent.
yeah.
But no, honestly, hearing your story, I feel inspired.
That's awesome.
Hopefully, other people feel inspired. No,
Yes.
nothing. Just rejection does not mean nothing. Keep
No.
pushing. Who you are connected and married to matters.
Yes.
It's-
All day.
Okay.
All day.
Listen,
Come on.
Y'all missing all the nuggets. We talking
Right,
about.
right.
Thank you, wife.
Yeah. You can't do nothing without that.
Shit.
I
But
mean,
they
I
be
can
thinking
speak on it.
They look at connection negative, but no,
Nah.
it has a lot. Your helpmate matters.
Come on, man. That's
Your
the
support
backbone.
team matters.
Yeah.
So when we come back, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna put the wife on here.
No doubt.
We're gonna scoop Kojak.
That's a whole nother show. That's
It
dope.
will. I want to hear. Thank you.
Yeah,
Ian,
yeah.
What it was like.
Yeah,
to
because
see
she was
somebody in
right
the
there from
limelight
the
in
whole
pressure.
from the
Yeah.
jump.
Having to hold it
the
down.
whole
That's what I
jump.
want to
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
You know? But,
Yeah.
hey, but okay. I'm going back to the couch.
I mean, you
With
went
the
to your
Mountain-
whole soliloquy with your little Mountain Dew,
Right.
but it ain't Mountain Dew color though.
No.
Put that camera back on.
Coca-Cola.
You
Coca-Cola
switched that
now-
what it is?
This
Okay.
is-
Okay.
I want y'all to know that this Kojak, he got a big cake.
Ah, them the
Coca-Cola.
joints.
Not the real kind.
That's
Hey,
that's
those are
classic
better. They
Kojak.
made in the same time. DJ Kojak.
I do it with the K.
Hey, man.
But no, I feel inspired because
Great.
That's
man.
awesome.
And that's what I do it for. So that's awesome.
and some people think it's impossible to see somebody
No.
like in reach.
Nah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
he's right here in the city.
Oh, come on.
And,
You can
where
holler
we
at
at?
me.
Are
You
we
gotta
in
do the
North?
challenge
Are we
with
in
us.
North
He gonna do the
Memphis?
challenge.
What's
with
the
us.
challenge?
Your challenge is window is up.
No, when we finish the
White people tell him I got a
MEIG.
baby at home. They be acting like I ain't on no time schedule.
Right.
You don't have a 2-hour segment.
Okay, but you doing a soliloquy that's eating up the time to do the challenge.
What-
Hold
What's
on,
the challenge?
let me get this.
What's the challenge?
Y'all gonna talk about
the-
3 minutes. They
M-
talked a
M-
whole
yeah,
hour and 45 minutes.
I
and
said
my
to you,
3 minutes is eating up time.
Right.
But no, I'm serious. A lot of people need to know, and people need to learn how to take correction.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about emotional intelligence. People
Oh, yeah.
This world, especially Memphis, but that's a whole nother topic.
You ADHD and hard.
I'm ADHD, and y'all done been on the
Yeah.
couch, studio,
Right.
cascading, sliding, Crystal Palace,
Oh yeah.
pool parties, Gabrielle.
Gangster
Union,
walking.
Right.
Gangster walking. I got
Old
ADHD.
Right.
Flicking in the
Yeah,
cars.
Right.
Brother rapping.
Remember
I
SMK
got
with the samurai?
ADHD.
Yeah.
Remember when they had the samurai?
Mhm.
Look, the Suzuki
The
samurai.
Suzuki's
Suzuki
around.
Samurai.
Yeah.
Hey, when Sean
Thank
see this show, he gonna be
He gonna be
tripping.
dying laughing.
DJ
Yeah.
Kojak, what about it, man?
Man, man, this brother
Yeah,
here.
go on, send it yourself, man. Send it
This
yourself so
brother,
we can see.
well, this brother here, man, I'm telling you, we go way back, like I
Yes.
said, to the house.
Yes.
Right.
To the house. Where's Center at?
Right there,
Yeah,
right in front of your
yeah,
mic.
yeah.
In front of your mic. Then he
To
gonna
the
turn
house.
the mic. Look.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And y'all know
Mid-range.
John. And that was
John, which
one
John
of the
you talking about?
first.
John Best? Who you
Yeah,
talking about?
John Best.
John
John
Best.
Best, yeah, brother
Yeah.
John.
That's one of the first tapes that I heard when
Oh,
I went to his house.
wow, that's
John
crazy.
Like
John Best.
J Love,
Yes,
Love.
yeah,
I'm talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
Oh,
that was
yeah,
John.
yeah, you
man,
right.
Yeah.
them joints there.
Oh, wow.
I think if I can dig,
Y'all talking
because
about
I used to take
88.5
copies of
John
tapes
Best?
home.
Yeah.
I may
John
have a
Best
copy.
Yeah.
I still may have a copy.
John Best.
Oh,
come
wow.
on.
Cause I used to take them tapes home, man. It's
You
just
see what I'm
like,
saying?
oh my
Oh,
God.
that's
Shout out to
crazy.
brother
Killer.
John
I
Best.
never heard his rap song, but I love him.
Yeah.
as a
Oh,
dude.
man.
Yeah, we was a group. That's how I got. I was with. I met Pete and them, but John had got drafted to the New Jersey Nets.
Yeah.
And I went to summer camp with him. He put me on the bus from Memphis to New Jersey, and I went to summer camp.
Incredible.
And I was in the basement
We're
with
gonna take
Pete
a
off of that
selfie
trip.
in John's cell
Off of that
phone
trip.
tonight.
That trip.
Man, come back to me.
Yes, sir.
Bars.
Yeah, yeah,
Man,
yeah.
Hey, come back to me,
I'm
Michelle.
sending John a picture.
I
right
was the
now.
first person John met when he came to, other than his cousin. Well, he knew his cousin, but I was the first person he met in '86 when he first got to Memphis.
Where's he from? Where's
He's
John
from Asbury Park, New Jersey.
What?
Yeah.
Man, come to me, Michelle.
Yeah.
Shout out to brother John.
Brother John.
That's my guy.
Yeah, man.
Bars.
Man, we appreciate you, man. And
Love
you know,
John.
brother John can mix some house music.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
John, I'm
yeah.
still mad.
He
at
was
you.
in the
You responded
DJ
to my
crew.
text message.
Yeah, yeah. We was all DJs.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. He was
That's
in the crew.
incredible. But that's a great way to end the show. You look, hey, you've been watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. Make sure you tune in. We're going to have another great show like this. Shout out to our guest, Carlos Brody, and
Yes, sir.
my wonderful co-host. And we will see you the next time. It's the Antonio Parkinson Project.
2024.
Damn.
Damn. We didn't get it.